Hello and welcome to Good Brews, Bad Views, the podcast where we find out if good beer makes bad movies any better. I'm your host, Max Nestorowicz, and as always, joined by my co-hosts, Ryan Everart.
What up, though?
And James Thorpe.
What do you want?
So if this is your first time joining us, here's how the podcast works. We're going to watch a really bad movie, we're going to drink some really good beer, and talk about the movie and the beer. But before we start the movie, we have a special guest. Returning to the podcast, last seen on Spider-Man 3, we have one Jordan Ferraro. Welcome back, Jordan.
Hey, Jordan.
Hey, thanks for having me, you guys.
Yep. Well, you happened to make the statement during that recording that you had never seen Batman and Robin. So,
Yeah,
the prophecy fulfilled. We had to have you back.
You're going to regret for at least 2 more hours.
Yep.
Deeply.
Yeah.
Yep. So, we already know your first bad movie and your first movie in theaters, but we have a new question, which is, what is your first craft beer? Or what was the beer that showed you that there was more than just American Adjunct Lager?
Yeah. Well, I guess probably a common answer if you were to ask this question to a lot of people. The first beer I had that was like, oh, this actually tastes like something, and I like it, was probably Sam Adams, Boston Lager.
Technically a craft beer.
Yeah. The first, truly craft beer, it was probably, again, probably a fairly common answer, but Sierra Nevada IPA.
Good beer.
Just
Good beer.
kind of started the whole trend.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we are watching Batman and Robin, the 4th Batman movie in the 1990s series.
The movie that killed the Batman franchise for almost a decade.
Right.
Yeah. Well, 8 years. So we are watching this movie on Blu-ray because I have this movie on Blu-ray, and we have the movie queued up to where the bat signal has just appeared on screen and become frozen. So if you are watching along with us, hit play now.
Let's begin with the suffering.
Yep.
Hey, if it's makes anyone feel better, Warner Brothers is making really good movies now.
Yeah.
Well,
Thankfully, Wonder Woman
made
bucked
one.
that trend.
Yeah, they made one.
Yep.
I feel like this opening credit scene was a missed opportunity to keep color coding all the people as they do throughout the movie and on the covers to the movies.
Mm.
Go into blue for Schwarzenegger. And,
They
green
did that in Batman Forever. Like Jim Carrey was green,
Yeah.
and so this is like the same style opening.
They could only
the
afford
CGI
one
looks
color.
good.
This was cutting edge back then.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yep. But yeah, Joel Schumacher. This movie, is notorious for killing the Batman
He
franchise.
actually apologized for this movie.
This answers a question for me, though. It looks like Batman's the big spoon. So now I know.
Yes, unless you're viewing things from behind, you're not sure.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yep.
This is so silly.
It's silly, and it's weird how stiff they are.
Yeah, they're very tight and
yeah, they're very
posed.
militaristic. Watch where they put their arms. They're like arms at sides,
Yep.
at sides, legs
Yeah.
straight down.
I think you can say that about the whole movie, about how stiff they are.
Oh yeah, most
Well,
definitely.
Particularly George
Clooney
Clooney's
in the original
Okay.
in the first suit, he's terrible.
The very first time you see Batman's face, it looks like George Clooney is trying to do one of those magic eye paintings. He's cross-eyed, which is not a good tone to set for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Yep. Here, wait for it. Wait for them eyes. What's he looking at? Really look. Like a fly landed on his nose or something.
Not to mention, that's your dramatic reveal for your hero for the movie. Just
Right.
Yeah.
pan up to him looking confused.
Well, and I know this scene's a particularly big deal from a what people wanted standpoint, because there's a big deal or a big thing of we want to see Batman getting ready and putting the suit on and being
Right.
cool, and then you get this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, every
Well, there's
every
a bad
Batman
bug.
movie so far has kind of had the suit up scene.
You can't have a car, Robin. You're too old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That little Superman joke right there, that was a whole big thing because
it was.
there was the Metropolis hint in the previous movie, and then this. So that was the only standalone, or excuse me, only little reference to more than a standalone character, really.
Yeah.
So kind of cool for the time, but now it would just be oh, that's normal.
It struck me doing my homework for this. It struck me how slow they're moving in all of the fast car
Oh yeah.
scenes.
Yeah.
And the same can be said for Batman Forever. A lot of those scenes is just they're probably at
Yeah.
go-kart pace right now.
Yeah.
I like how they took
Most.
the time to put the neon lighting in there.
Yeah. Well, this movie's 90% neon, and also those suits the guys are wearing weigh 50 pounds.
That's crazy.
I believe it.
Yeah. Oh, I know Robin's weighs 50 pounds. Batman probably weighs a little bit more because he has the cowl.
Right.
Michael Goff's like, oh, God, I'm
Why would
dying
I
of
can't
sandwiches.
believe I'm doing this
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
again.
Now, I will say I don't like this Batmobile design from the exterior. I do like Robin's motorcycle, though.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, it's pretty
it's cool because it actually looks like, oh, they took one of Bruce Wayne's bikes and just modded it out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And here we have Pat Hinkle, the only other actor besides Michael Goff, who was in all 4 of these
Mr.
movies.
Freeze.
Right.
I'm a good listener and a good talker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this movie just had its 20th anniversary a couple weeks back.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Joel Schumacher had his whole, like, I'm sorry for this movie. But if my homework for this was listening to the commentary track by him, which was recorded around 2005, and he goes deep into, like, why this turned out like it did. Like, he originally wanted to do, like, another darker movie, like he's known for Joel Schumacher films. And he wanted to do Batman Year One, but the studio wouldn't let him. They're like, Batman and Forever made so much money, we're going to do that, but more.
Right.
Like, there were so many companies, like, begging to be, like, tie-ins to this movie as far as ads and such, and the toyification of this
You're
was
welcome.
out of control.
Yeah.
So here we have the Iceman, Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
who I believe was paid $20 million for this role in 1997 money.
That's
Wow.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, this movie had a $125 million budget in
Where did it
1997
go?
money.
1997?
It went
Yeah.
into the sets.
I was
'Cause
just
the one
going to
thing
say,
about
the
this
sets
movie
are outstanding.
is that this has gigantic.
They're very large.
sets.
Yeah.
They're very
They're all
large.
they're
They're not
they're
necessarily
they're
good,
tall.
but
They're very
they're
tall. Yeah,
They're
big.
like this
Yes, they're
museums that you see
impressive.
for the first 5 minutes.
They're impressive
but it's-
whether they're ugly or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yabba
that-
dabba do.
Batman. Excuse me while I
Batman.
skateboard
Batman
down
Yeah,
Robin.
I just want to see
Robin.
like the combo Connor from Tony Hawk on the side there.
Yeah.
All the wire work in this movie is disgusting.
It's so bad.
It's hilarious.
Because like you see people like wobble mid-flight a lot of times.
There's a great moment. You probably couldn't see it, like on the VHS release or whatever, but like now that's on Blu-ray.
Like
When he tips upside down, when Poison Ivy has him upside down, spoilers.
yeah,
You can see like little strings tying his cape to his knees so it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
fall in front of his face. It's really silly.
Jesus Christ.
So that was that little cut there. This was the first time I realized like, oh,
It's
this
the
movie
Adam
isn't
West
just
Batman.
weird. It's also like fundamentally like not executed well. There's weird editing stuff in this.
yeah.
They literally have hockey sticks.
Mhm.
So,
this is the
I mean, there's
second or third movie with a killer hockey stick thing.
Yeah.
We
Well-
had Running Man, and
Was it freaking? I almost want to say Double Dragon, but I feel like that's not right.
You can see that they're on rollerblades.
Yes.
in the scene.
But
It's the 90s.
But right though, again,
But
this
they're on
shot,
ice.
this sweeping shot of how big the area is.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a very large, very tall set. Which Forever had that as well, with like the circus and the Riddler's
Oh yeah,
lair.
yeah, for sure.
You
But-
know, I was going to say something about Chris O'Donnell. I forget what it was. There was a line or a moment in this scene when I was watching this that like he doesn't exactly look like you expect Dick Grayson to look, but I feel like with a better script and a better director, he could actually be a good Nightwing. Like he would have actually been pretty good.
Right.
Yeah, well,
He's also,
his
like,
costume is based
85.
off of Nightwing's
Right.
because
Yes.
at this point,
Yes.
Dick Grayson was Nightwing in the comics. This is actually when Batman was like at its darkest comic wise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bane is in this movie, so this is happening in post Nightfall when he breaks his back. And this is also very much at the time when comics were like, bang, wow, zoom, comics aren't for kids anymore. It's like every article headline, kind of like board games are like the Monopoly's not the board game for board
Notice
game
the
it
butt
anymore.
cups. It just looks like pasta bowls on his ass for Mr. Freeze there.
Yeah.
Ah.
So,
This is so awkwardly shot.
Yeah.
yep.
he just
Like he doesn't catch it.
he just like bear hugs it.
I do like that he falls
Yeah.
eventually in the background. I like that.
Are we going to comment on the fact that even though this is the first time they've ever fought Mr. Freeze, of course the bat suits already have
Ice
skates
skates.
in them?
They're prepared for
Yes.
everything.
And I almost think that's a nod to the fact they really were going for the 1966.
I think
Batman
so.
They
kind
they
of
actually weren't.
no.
They actually weren't. It just happened to be like how it turned out. Like
That it just was like the
yeah,
1966.
because like that's one of the things Schumacher commentates. It's like, oh, people thought we were trying to go for like the '60s Batman, but we weren't. That's just kind of how it turns out. I mean, in that first scene of the Batmobile going down the tunnel, it goes to a Dutch angle or Dutching, which is meant to embody lightheartedness. So this is very much a movie designed for kids. Joel Schumacher went to his 6-year-old godson and said, "What villains would you like to see in a Batman movie?" And he said, Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy. So a 6-year-old influenced the direction of this movie.
I mean, it shows.
Yeah.
Also, let's talk about suit nipples. So that was a big thing, right? When
Yeah.
the movie came out, that they added nipples to the bat suit and the
I didn't
Robin
notice
suit.
as a kid, but
I didn't either.
But
Because actually, Batman Forever had bat nipples too. When you go back and look at pictures.
yeah, I think the first one.
the first suit, same as this.
like
movie.
there, like see the midair, like just
The
goofy
butt?
wobble.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also, Freeze's suit has nipples too. Did you notice that?
Yes, it does.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't notice that. And I've seen this movie a lot.
Right.
Like, I probably watched this one as
Unfortunate for
much
you.
as the Tim Burton one growing up, because I was like 8 when this came out.
Yeah.
So I loved this movie.
Yeah, well, so yeah, Sarah, my wife, for listeners, was like, "Oh, I liked that movie a lot as a kid. We watched it all the time." And she watched about 10 minutes of it with me yesterday, and she was like, "This is trash."
Yeah.
and she went upstairs.
She's correct.
She's like,
Yeah.
"This is garbage."
So, no, like, as much as I'm, like, defending Joel Schumacher, I'm not defending this movie as
oh, sure,
good. I'm just defending him as, like, he had a thing he wanted to do. They paid him to do this. And they started making this movie
there.
immediately after
Yeah.
Batman Forever.
Yeah, they were like, "We're making a new one now."
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading some of those stories too, just to kind of get more info on the background of this. And
Yeah,
it's amazing. His explanation for the nipples is that the suit designs are inspired by like ancient Greek statues.
Yeah.
It's funny to think that like at one time that was what you made superhero suits look like in movies. You put fake muscles on them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because now you
Well,
just have
that
real
goes a
muscles.
lot into, like, discussions we've had about, like, the musculature of action heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like then
Mhm.
versus now.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
if you see Ben Affleck as Batman, he is jacked.
He
Right.
is super jacked. I would wager probably only about 15% of what you're seeing is the suit. The rest is just him being big.
Right.
Like that size is real. It's just the definition that's the suit.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
This
So,
plot makes no sense
the-
with the
the-
little
No, it doesn't.
none of this
It
movie
doesn't make any
makes
sense. Also, 30,000 feet is not going to explode your heart or whatever he says, too.
Your heart will freeze.
Yeah. No.
I think it's
I
the
mean,
pressure drop.
Lungs, maybe. I mean, it's going to
But
be
he's
pretty
fine
cold
on
up
the
there.
outside.
Yeah.
Robin's fine on the outside,
Yeah, it's a,
but it's frozen over on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah. He doesn't even deny. He's like, "Yup, I'm bad."
Well, even earlier he was like, "Kill the hero."
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
if you acknowledge that you're the antagonist
Right.
of your own story,
Right.
you should probably rethink things.
And
Yeah.
Particularly
what's
for
with
the
the
villain.
fairy wings?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Particularly for the villain in this movie that they're trying to make at least somewhat, like, not
Yeah, he-
relatable, but...
Well,
but,
it's clearly
He has sympathetic.
Yeah,
He
he's
is
a sympathetic
sympathetic for
villain.
his, like, he wants money to save his wife.
Yeah.
And then he kind of goes off the chain at the end.
Everyone else is just crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about that a little bit because this is clearly like 1992 is when Heart of Ice,
Mm-hmm.
the
Batman
episode,
story
the
that
episode
established
that
that as
won
his-
at the animated series an Emmy for writing,
Mm-hmm.
was where they reinvented Mr. Freeze and made him a sympathetic villain. That was
Yeah,
trying to
'cause-
save his wife. Like that was a huge thing for them.
Yeah, because
And-
he was just like a random, like, I'm a cold themed villain
Right.
who hadn't been used
Right,
in years.
exactly.
Yeah.
So obviously there's an influence from that on this movie to have that version of Mr. Freeze, but then to get him so weird. And the other thing about this too is like, imagine when they're pitching this movie, like, yeah, we want to have Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, and Bane. Oh, that's the big jacked guy, right? Yeah. And we want to hire Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, is he going to be Bane? No, he's going to be the scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to make Bane out of claymation,
Right.
which is what they might as well have done.
No, like, it's an actual dude.
No, I know. It just
Yeah.
it looks like claymation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, when we get there, the transformation effects for Bane are some of the best in the whole movie, I think.
They're not bad.
Yeah. It's quick. It's not like a slow, like, transfer. It's
Right.
like a quick, vroom,
But-
like, from max size to
And again, that statement
pre-max
is made
size.
relative to the rest of the visual garbage in this movie. But
God, this
You don't
scene
think
is
this
so
blue?
bad.
You don't think this blue screen looks amazing?
This is a nice city
blue
shot
screen
there.
slash
Like that,
CGI.
so
that
this
going
is-
down to the city.
These shots of the city, I actually don't. I'm going to disagree with you, Max. I don't like these like thick layered Blade Runner shots of the city.
Oh, okay.
I like the much more grandiose, very large buildings over
Huge
the top
statues.
Yeah, that kind of like old
Like the
art, like Art Deco taken to a Colossus style of
yeah, but more like the close up shots where you actually see the streets. I mean,
and then
like
the buildings are big and everything else.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you need to have freeways that are apparently like 40 stories in the air. It just doesn't fit with the rest of the style
I will
we're going
admit
for.
I am a sucker for like the Blade Runner city aesthetic as far as just from a design standpoint. So
No, it's really cool. I like that aesthetic. I don't think it fits with what they were trying to do here.
yeah.
Ironically, I do think it fits with the Flash TV show when they go to Earth 2. But they set that style from the very beginning, where this doesn't necessarily do that.
Yeah.
He looks like a big Robin Hood ornament.
Yeah.
Is there any reason that they chose 11 minutes
I think they timed how long the last action sequence took,
and then said that's how long it
and
should take?
then made it 11
for
minutes
dramatic
after
effect.
the fact.
Yeah.
Look at those ass bowls, man. Some killer stuff.
Reminds me of the butts from Spaceballs.
This is the best part of this whole movie, right here.
Just
Hi.
Well, this is weird because this is when Schwarzenegger's at the height of his like comedy career.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, speaking of cracking open some cold ones with the boys. Today we are drinking New Glarus's Spotted Cow, courtesy of one Steve Cuff.
once again, thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Yay!
So, Spotted Cow is a unfiltered farmhouse ale out of New Glarus, Wisconsin. It is the 16th largest craft brewery in the country and the 25th largest overall brewing company in the country. So, this beer is so popular that they originally were only distributing in Wisconsin. Around like early 2000s, they started distributing in Illinois and like around Chicago. In 2002, they pulled distribution of it from Illinois because they could not meet the demand for Wisconsin.
Wow.
So,
I didn't notice in that shop before. Did you guys see the snake that had like the tubes on its
yeah,
fangs?
it's milking them.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. And this just supremely hammy roll.
It's a
Yeah.
weird choice
She
for
plays
her.
She plays a good Ivy
Okay,
Yeah.
continue.
from like a who she's trying to be. There's a couple like overall she's not great, but she delivers a couple lines really really well in the movie.
Yeah.
And I also think they do a good job in doing the whole like nerdy girl.
Oh
turns into a
yeah,
hot
you
girl.
you
Like,
would
she
not
is-
think that is the same actress.
No, not at all. They do a really really good job here.
The thick glasses, the hair.
Right. And I and Max, maybe you have got some insight on this. I doubt highly that this overly hammy just nonsense is Uma Thurman's fault.
No.
No,
Right.
Well,
I'm sure this is
I
direction
think
she
did
got.
bring some stuff to it, but I don't know exactly what.
Right.
But here we have Dr. Jason Woodrow, who in the comics is actually responsible for both Poison Ivy's creation and for Swamp Thing, kind of. He reveals the Swamp Thing isn't really a mutated human, but a human consciousness inside of a big plant body.
Okay.
So,
Swamp Thing. Nice.
so
Tasty.
I like what
I kinda-
Bane
I kinda
looks
love
like.
him.
I like what
The
Bane looks
scientist.
like in this movie when he's jacked up, but I hate this.
Yeah.
Tiny
I
skinny
hate
Bane.
this so much. I hate skinny Bane. Like, I know that's something they use in a couple of like the video games. It's like when he's not on Venom, he's like a little wimpy dude,
Yeah.
which I despise.
As opposed to that he's like a bodybuilder when he's not on Venom.
Yeah,
and
who
then
was
when he
super
when he
jacked
gets-
before he got all
and
super
then when-
jacked.
Yeah, when he gets on Venom, he's just like extra crazy.
Yeah.
Of course, we have the stereotypical bad guys up there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of love this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, surrounded by all the other just awkward hamminess in this movie, he's actually kind of entertaining.
Yeah, like when I was watching this yesterday, this is the point where I was like, "Uh-oh, I might love this." And then about 5 minutes later, I was like, "Nope."
He,
See, this doesn't look terrible to me.
I'm concerned as to why he stole Johnny Depp's glasses.
Even he
fucking-
thought that
Oh,
was funny.
from Sleepy
Sleepy
Hollow.
Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow, yeah. You know, I think the Bane suit would have looked better if it wasn't so veiny.
Yeah, If it wasn't
It's
just a
hard
guy
to,
like
it's hard
makeuped
to
up.
say because if they hadn't done the veins, it might have just looked like silly putty.
Well, they need to do definition, not veins on it. That's why it looks silly to me. Is there's no
He's very green.
There's no definition on the body except for veins.
Sure.
So he looks like silly putty with crayons in it.
Well, if
He also looks swollen, not
Strong.
not big and muscular, which might have been a design choice, but
Well, that
Well,
is
it
the
looks-
actual musculature of the actor playing Bane. At the time, I think he had like a Guinness World Record like sized arms, and he, I believe, died shortly after this movie was made, like due to problems that people that large have.
sure. Okay. Well, then I
So.
take it back.
Yeah,
yeah, because I mean that's flesh you're seeing. It's just flesh with paint, like it's makeup.
yeah.
That's not.
Yeah, and I guess that's what I mean by the makeup is that the guy is clearly he's
huge.
going to be huge and jacked. So if they
Right.
would have gotten him a little more tanned,
Right.
and like that actually to me those veins take away from being able to see what he
Right.
he actually looks like.
But like, I like this. This is a very intricate set.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You have that huge room, which is going into
This other
this
huge
other
room-
huge room with ton of dressing.
well,
There's so much like
that's
little
just a
like
salad
this
without
is
dressing,
like
Max.
this
Turning off your
this
mic.
little lab scene
You're the
right here.
devil.
It reminds me of Chu's eyeball lab from Blade Runner. Like
Yeah.
that little lab that
Yeah.
Rutger Hauer goes to get the eyes.
God, this is so hammy.
It's
It's just so hammy a Jewish person couldn't watch it.
yikes.
Oh,
Deep cut.
jeez.
So this is too much, even for like a vaudevillian kind of approach to acting, and that's what it is. This feels like stage acting. Just
Yeah.
overly hammy stage acting. And again, I doubt very much that this is Uma Thurman's fault. I think that this is the direction she was given, and she probably nailed exactly what they were looking for.
Yeah.
Well, she's gonna regret it when this guy fathers Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And Lex Luthor thinks,
I really like a scream
Yeah.
there, actually.
Yeah.
isn't he Lex Luthor's dad on Smallville? I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Maybe I never really got into that show.
I only I had a college roommate that watched it.
Mm.
Do you know, like, if that vial was actually labeled venom, as in snake venom,
Mm-hmm.
do you know how many snakes you would have had to have milked to get that much venom?
They could have just sold that vial to get the funding they needed to make Bane.
Yeah.
Snake venom is crazy expensive.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, I suppose if you're gonna do it somewhere, you might as well do it in the Amazon.
It's so much venom.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Bing bong, bing bong. Feet.
I like those 1990 sweatpants with
Mm-hmm.
the spandex around the collar or the bottom.
If you notice, like George Clooney has no voice change in between his Batman and his
Oh, not at all.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne.
You know, I
Hant
like.
goes north. Hant goes cold. North.
I like.
Railing death, or lack of railing death.
Bye.
So do you think they made him make that noise while he was falling, or like they're like, all right, Arnold, fall in this pool?
Yeah.
And
I
then
think he just
afterwards
naturally made the voice.
Yeah.
He might have done it, and then they added it again later when
Yeah.
they had to go in and do the.
This shot right here looks very Boris Karloff Frankenstein.
Mhm.
Just that black and white.
Yep.
Oh, look at that shit.
That's real.
That's
science.
some Mortal Kombat Primal Rage fighting game technology there.
Yes,
That's
it
what that
does.
is. I like George Clooney better as Bruce Wayne than I did Val Kilmer.
He does do a good
I-
Bruce Wayne.
yeah,
As like
I'll
he's
agree-
like
I'll
this
agree with that.
charming
Yeah.
rich guy.
I agree.
Yep.
Schumacher said that he thinks Val Kilmer was the best of the three
Hmm.
because he played a good Bruce Wayne who's
Okay.
psychologically tortured, and he played a good like I'm a Batman struggling with my Batmanness,
As opposed to Mr. Mom.
as opposed to Mr. Mom or Mr. Vulture Mom.
Yeah.
Mr.
Mr.
Vulture
Vul-
Birdman, mom.
Yeah.
Multiplicity, she touched my Peppy Steve, mom.
Beetle Mom.
Respect your elders, Batman.
Yeah, he's like 2 years older than you.
Well, this movie does have a very like family theme.
Yeah.
As far as like, there's the father and son between Batman and Robin. There's the father and the other father with Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
The father and son with Alfred and Bruce.
Yep.
The grandfather and daughter with Barbara.
The
So,
mother and son with Ivy and Bane.
Yeah.
My big retarded muscle baby.
Nice.
Yeah, that
Smug
was
son of a
a
bitch.
missed opportunity to have Bane, who's like, because he's like a tactical genius in the
Yeah.
books, right?
Yeah, he is.
He's also Latin.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's Latin American. Yeah, he breaks all the villains out of Arkham, and then makes Batman capture them all again, and then finds out who Batman is, and goes and like kicks the shit out of him, breaks his back,
Yeah.
yeah.
and he's like, "Well, Gotham City's mine now."
He's like, Alfred, am I hearing noises in there?
You better be making sandwiches in there.
So hold on. So was Alfred just like waiting by a door? I can't wait till that fucking kid trips in the hall.
He's got his apron on. He's making sandwiches.
But like
Humble. You're a brave
20
boy.
milliseconds after he fell, Alfred was out that door. I guess he's probably just that good.
Yeah. Yeah, he's super good.
They didn't show it, but there's
Alfred's superpower is he walks through one door and appears out of another door.
Yeah. So, Supreme Ruthlessness is really cheesy, but I am really glad that they didn't pick some like third world leader from 1997 to put in this movie.
This is dumb the way it's shot, and I don't like the effects, but I like the idea very much.
Yeah.
Of her coming out of the earth to this guy.
Yeah. Schumacher states that this is very much for the adults. Like, this movie has a very simple plot. It's very easy to understand what the motivations of the characters are, which is more than what I can say about Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. So, but yeah, does not look at the same actress we saw 5 minutes ago.
Nope. And she, unlike Bruce Wayne, changes her voice when she's
it's
she's
all
her.
breathy.
Yeah.
And has like a sometimes almost accent.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
You'd be green.
Yeah, I was
Is
gonna
she
say.
from? Is Uma Thurman from America, or is she from like Australia or something?
I don't know.
I think she's American.
Okay. Well, don't look at the camera.
Yeah. And goodbye.
That was a missed opportunity to use the word poison. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, she says it now. Because
Oh, yeah,
saying
that's
it
right.
was filled with venom wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I do like that his tongue is green. Right
Yeah.
there. Goodbye.
So how do you guys like this beer?
I was gonna say it's good, but unremarkable. But it is almost completely gone for me already. So I do like it for sure.
Before we started filming, I referred to it as the best lawnmower beer I've ever had.
Mhm.
I think I'm going to stick by that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
that's
agree with
accurate. Man,
It-
it goes
it-
down real good.
It doesn't have a lot of flavor. It has a little bit of a slightly citrusy or possibly mango aftertaste on the finish.
It's probably because it's
And that's
unfiltered.
about it.
It's unfiltered yeast.
It's it's fine.
No, it's good. A lot of people I knew in college up at Michigan Tech, they would go over to Wisconsin to get some of this because it was only a couple hour drive.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and
I mean,
it's very light and drinkable. I believe it's less than 5%.
Yeah, I could drink several of these on a sunny day.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can see why they can't keep this in stock because
sure.
it's a craft beer that is completely accessible to everybody.
Right.
This
look,
is my
Max.
this is my favorite Christmas song.
This is-
Da-da.
So infuriating to me.
Second Arnold movie. Second time we've seen him smoking a cigar.
I just,
He looks really
Why
uncomfortable
does everyone
doing
have-
that.
Just really frozen TV dinners. Do you see that?
Yep.
What is going on?
yeah,
What is
They
happening
commit
in
to
this
the theme
movie?
in this gang.
And I didn't notice it till the second time I watched this movie recently. That's Vivica Fox.
That is Vivica Fox.
it is.
I had an enormous crush on that chick in
Well.
about this time frame.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did they? My phone's not within reach, but was Vivica Fox in Eraser with Schwarzenegger? I feel like she was.
I haven't watched Racer in a long time,
I
but
don't
she
know.
was in Independence Day right before
Yes.
this movie as Will Smith's wife.
Right.
Yep.
But I guess Schwarzenegger used to smoke a cigar whenever he was doing makeup for this movie.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Ryan, how's this work?
Yes, Ryan. Explain.
Explain the
I
science,
don't know.
please.
Well, that's more a materials question than anything. Probably Max. You're
Damn
probably
it, that
more
is-
qualified.
Yeah,
I don't.
it is. Hey, Max, how's
I
this
do
work?
plastics, not
So
not inorganics.
I will make at least 3 Arrested Development connections to this movie before we're done. My first is I'm wondering if Mitchell Hurwitz got the the inspiration for Tobias, and when he blues himself with the diamonds, it kind of looks like this. I can't unsee that now. How do you feel about his makeup? I actually kind of like it.
Yeah,
It's all right. Yeah,
it's
He
good,
looks
and I
better
like the
here than he does in the suit.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, except for this.
I do like the design of like the goons. Like the goons look good.
Okay. Also, why does everyone use their fists on that button?
Yeah.
100% fist
It's
ratio.
a button that big. You can't.
Fist-sized button.
I will tell you, as someone who everyone at work uses the accessibility door operated buttons to open, they all punch them. Nobody touches them. They all punch them.
My theory is that they don't want to get germs, so they use their knuckles instead of their fingers.
No, my theory is they're stupid. And they're lazy. And because...
Generally a safe theory on most things, but
why
yeah.
punch it? Those things are, like, legitimately, they're broken a lot.
Mhm.
They are broken very often.
Horses. Sorry, I don't know.
Those horses have about as good of buttocks as the ones of the bears at the Detroit Zoo.
All right. Good
So this
bear
is a
butt.
set, not an actual library.
It's a hell of a set, man.
It's where they spent all their money, man. And all in sets.
Yep. And vehicles.
It's a lot of sets. Hey, look, black turtleneck.
Bruce Wayne just has a closet full of turtlenecks.
Blacks and slightly darker blacks.
Mm-hmm.
I did laugh at this line here from Chris O'Donnell.
Please be here for me, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
She's like, sorry, I don't date men over 70.
Yeah.
You're clueless, Chris O'Donnell.
I'm here looking for the younger.
Is it maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but she never did it for me. Like even when I was younger, I was like, eh. Because she was really like a sex symbol back then, and she never did it for me. And I'm not saying she's not objectively attractive. Just
It's
for
not your thing.
For whatever reason, she was never.
Yeah. I would rate her acting in this movie as almost good enough for porn.
There's also a scene where it's really unfortunately lit because it straight up looks like she has a beard.
You're gonna have to point that out.
I will.
I don't recall that. Max, again, referring to your deep dive. So I'd heard that some of her scenes were cut from this movie because she gained weight.
I did not hear
and looked
that.
weird in the Batgirl suit, so they just cut a lot of stuff with her in it.
Huh.
That was on the IMDb.
I did not look
That
into
seems
that.
like
But I
trivia
guess
that,
they
like,
had a-
a
I
vengeful,
guess-
like
Well-
Michael's high school like student that went to school. They would be like, oh, she got fat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and it went on to say, and by it I mean IMDb, went on to say that Joel Schumacher actually defended her because people were being mean, and he's like, "No, you guys are dicks."
Oh, I did hear that. I did
Yeah.
hear that, but I didn't click the clickbait.
Can we talk about Oxbridge Academy?
Yes.
Sure.
Cambridge, Oxford.
As to how bad of a name that is.
Yes.
It's
Oxbridge
bad.
Academy.
It's bad.
Yes. Yes.
It was either that or Camberford.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, but that was actually when I was watching this the first time. It's like she's like, "Oh, how'd you know?" And he's like, "I recognize the patch on your sweater." Like that was like a little brief moment of like showing Batman be a detective.
Yeah.
And
Except
then that's it.
Later on in this movie, they show Alfred to be a far better detective than Batman.
Well, yes.
Alfred is the world's greatest detective,
Right. Yep. That's accurate.
as is demonstrated right here.
Oh no, I'm not looking at Granny's Gone Wild.
Alfred just is really into elephants.
He's like,
Yeah.
oh God. He's like just closing out windows.
He's all like, "Pack a doomy."
Alt tab, Alfred. Alt tab.
You know what? I'll give you half credit.
Control W.
Blah blah blah. Time to drop some history on you.
So because Michael Goff is was a British actor, he was doing like 8 shows a week in theater because that's what British actors do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the fact that he's like 80 in this movie.
I feel like at the end of every sentence Alicia Silverstone delivers in this movie that she should be undoing someone's belt.
You're really going for that
I
theme.
did the
aren't you?
same picture
bad.
of mom by my bed. Unhook.
Right.
Where
I
are
will
they-
say her face does look a little fatter in this scene in comparison to the last one.
She looks very young in this scene.
Extremely
Yeah.
young.
Yeah. She looks like 12.
Yeah.
Where are they getting these hideous robes
I
from?
don't know.
It's an old house. They grow.
Those robes have been there since the 1890s.
Right.
These sets are so
Yeah,
huge.
it's cool.
That might be an actual house. Like, I know the exterior shots are like the AFI grounds, American Film Industry.
Okay.
So, at least that scene around like the pool,
Yeah.
which I think X-Men
Is that the same pool
also
for X-Men?
uses. Yeah, at least
So
in the
kid
first
skips
two.
across it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe the movies are called Crossmen.
Yes.
Or
Dame.
Kaiman.
Kind
They're called Dame Men.
of. Oh boy.
Hmm.
Do you like to ride motorcycles too? I like to ride motorcycles.
I do like this. That was a nice little pan shot. But this is the shots you were talking about earlier, James. About
Yes.
the
big
like the Super Art
statues.
Deco.
Yeah, the Super Art Deco, and like when they showed I know Jordan and I were talking about the observatory. I like the observatory is like a huge dude.
Yeah.
There's a lot of giant ass statues.
Gotham has a lot of like large civil projects of
And I like that.
hollowing out mountains to form statues of giant men.
I mean, I do like that aesthetic.
Yeah.
Actually, it was interesting. I'm just not sure.
That
No, it's just okay. So
This is silly.
so Bane being in a different costume every 10 minutes and saying 2 words is hilarious to me for all the wrong reasons.
I love Bane in that hat.
He's basically Frankenstein mixed with Gene Parmesan.
Yeah.
I really do love the look of the observatory.
Yeah.
The over the top aspect is great.
Do you think they later just made Cerebro in the set?
Yeah, no
They
kidding.
may have. The woman with the beehive behind him is pretty good, right?
Oh,
now.
Gossip
There she
Gertie?
is.
That's Bob
Oh, yeah.
Kane's wife.
Hey,
Are you serious?
Wow.
Yeah, that's Bob
pretty cool.
Kane's wife. And whenever Bob Kane was on set, whenever there was a pretty woman on set.
was Bill Finger's wife in this movie, but she got cut?
Oh no, we've got Ping again. See it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Lionel Ping from Arrested Development.
Yep.
That's true.
Science dog.
Yeah, that's
So Bruce
Wayne
Wayne's love
sex.
interest in this is Julie Madison, who is the canon first love interest of Bruce Wayne in the comics. She's in here for 5 seconds.
She's also discount Julia Roberts.
Right.
Well, she's what's her name? The supermodel. I'm having a brain fart.
It's
I can't. Yeah.
We'll circle back.
Ellen McPherson.
there it is. Elle McPherson.
Fearson.
Fearson.
It's weird because George Clooney looks super young, but they dust his hair to make him look kind of old.
Right.
So, did they show her taking her wig off? Because they make a big deal out of this scene of her putting a wig on 30 seconds ago.
You see her kind of adjust the wig.
And then she shows up here and she doesn't have a wig.
Well, I think it's just messier. The wig, I mean, it's not red.
No, the
Yeah.
wig's blonde.
That's what I mean. Her hair that you can see, well, you can't see. There's nothing red there. So I think it's the same wig. It's just really messy now.
I'm not going to give them that much credit.
No.
Nor am I.
I think it was just an excuse to have her not have red hair
Right.
in this scene.
Well, the wigs are different, though.
Yeah.
I'm fine with them having a wig on her, but the wig that she puts on in the car is like a blonde, short hair wig.
Yeah. This is a good Poison Ivy plot.
Yes.
She does she does eco-terrorist very well.
Yeah.
It's also notable that they're going for competent, involved in the business Bruce Wayne,
Right.
which is kind of another animated series nod.
Yeah. Well, he usually does it behind closed doors. He's not
Yeah.
publicly.
Sure.
He's here to just oh, I'm here to commemorate the opening of this observatory.
Well, and he reads her plan and is instantly
like,
these
yeah.
are the
Yeah.
things wrong with it right away. And prior to the animated series, it was more of that I play the drunken idiot in public, and they started doing that again recently in the Nolan movies.
yeah, but I think that's a good you would never believe this guy is actually Batman.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's weird with the Nolan Batmans though. Even though they have him kind of play that ridiculous drunkard, he also does at the same time still is running the company.
Yeah, that's the whole like,
Fox.
what do I do with my
Yeah.
free time as Bruce Wayne?
Yeah.
But then they always show him sleeping through meetings and stuff.
Yeah. Who was she talking to?
It's
The
us,
camera.
Max. Talking to us.
Yep.
She's talking to her exposition self.
All right then. I think it's great that like when she's wearing the glasses, she looks completely different. Like, I think that's
Clark
just-
Kent effect.
Yeah.
So she does look very different, but at the same time, like, you know it's Uma Thurman.
Yeah,
So like even when
yeah.
she's all like made up to look like she has no makeup and the
Mhm.
messy wig and the glasses, it's still like, oh, it's still a beautiful woman. Still Uma Thurman.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the price you pay if you're going to have the sexy villain in the movie.
This is very meta of you in a moment here, Freeze.
Yeah.
There's a lot of just weird like cartoony sound effects in the back. A lot
Yeah.
of banana
Yeah.
slips.
At the
Yeah.
beginning of the movie, like when the vase launches
Yep.
vertically, it's all whoop.
And then
Who's
right
filming
then
them?
when like his hat got blasted backwards.
Who's filming them making out on a balcony?
That's a great question.
Well, just today I saw a Craigslist ad or a Facebook post about a Craigslist ad who they're looking for a photographer who would film the consummation of the wedding.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's
He has a skull on his crotch.
Skullcratch.
I like how this, like the frost makes it look like he has a fucked up tooth in that picture.
Leaving like the camera into this scene is a lot like the circus.
Yeah.
The circus.
Like, this is a cool building. I
Mhm.
don't understand why this building is elevated like 70 stories.
70
though.
stories off of the ground.
Yeah.
Are they at Casa Bonita? Casa Bonita.
That's Mexican. This is African.
This is African in quotes.
Right.
Yeah, this is racist.
I was watching. Yeah, yesterday I was like, I'm not sure this is okay.
No.
That's probably not okay.
I was
It was the 90s.
really shocked. I just kind of briefly looked at some of Joel Schumacher's other films that he had directed one of my favorite movies. I did not know he directed A Time to Kill, which is an excellent movie.
I really want this announcer to be Bruce Campbell.
Right.
Yeah.
17-pound rock you can put around here.
Speaking of people also involved in Spider-Man, John Dykstra did the special effects for this movie, who was also involved in Star Wars and would win an Academy Award for his work in Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
I'm Batman.
It's weird that like it's like, oh, Bruce Wayne donated this thing, and then Batman and Robin are just like hanging out at the gala.
Right.
Yep.
The yeah, it's a little weird. This does lead to one of my favorite, like, hilariously awkward moments of the movie.
It's
Vivacious
very
Stan Lee.
Yes.
Stan Hefner.
Stan Hefner.
No, this part with
Yeah.
sexy gorilla stripping
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is really
This goes
Bizarre.
to a weird place.
yeah.
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 Like,
I think the guy with the gray
Someone-
hair next to Stan Lee, who's not Stan Lee, is actually Senator Patrick Leahy from Vermont.
it is. Yes, he's a big Batman fan. He's in Dark Knight.
Yes,
Hmm.
he is. I
He's
didn't
one
know
of the
that.
Dark-
intimidated by thugs.
Oh, yeah.
Take off your gloves.
Someone watching
Throw us
this,
your shoe!
someone watching this had a fetish awakened by this dancing
Oh, yeah.
gorilla
This
scene.
Yep.
changed someone's life.
Sexy gorilla.
I had a huge crush on Poison Ivy when I was very young.
Well, I had a huge crush on Uma Thurman my whole life.
So
Yeah.
I think it's a very odd choice that they put Schwarzenegger in body paint, but they put her in a body suit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That may have been like a ratings thing to play it safe.
Yeah, they
I
may
feel-
not
I feel
have been
like- I
ready
feel
for
like-
like a Mystique
No,
kind
but-
of.
but-
Yeah, I
like-
feel like body painting, especially back then with the swimsuit edition from Sports Illustrated doing it, like had a very sexy connotation.
But let me actually further go with that here. I understand her being in like the suit that covers her body.
Right,
What I'm
right.
saying is that
Oh, yeah, no, I get
like
where
the
you're going.
nylon arms and
Right.
nylon legs are odd that isn't painted.
I agree.
Hmm.
That's a good point.
Because the rest of her, like you would have thought they would have just made her green,
Right.
Yeah.
and then had her put the like leaf suit on.
Right.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to kind of go the other way with this. So I wonder, Jordan, if that was done because she would have looked less sexy if she was just
Maybe,
all green.
yeah.
Maybe, actually, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
probably-
I actually prefer her like this as opposed to like the green skin version of Poison Ivy. That's some
Because this,
Yeah.
what this is basically doing is that her whole outfit now is lingerie, is what they're going.
Yeah.
for,
Exactly.
as opposed to just being green. Yeah, I
Right.
could see that.
yeah.
We figured it out. We got there.
Yep, got there.
We got this. Yeah.
Mystery solved.
It took us 20 years.
Yeah.
All I knew was I liked it. I didn't.
Mhm.
Right.
So
This is so just...
the looking around while she's delivering that line is so weird.
It's so hilarious.
She's all
I think
poison.
I think the particle effects on like the dust hold
not
up
bad.
pretty
They're not
well
bad.
It's not bad.
for being 20 years
Is
old.
she like grinding on B Wayne
On
there?
the cod
on the
piece?
bat
Yeah.
the bat cod?
Batman's like, why are you calling me Junior?
Yeah.
Or why are you calling him Junior? I'm not Junior. He's Junior. I'm Junior. Who's Junior?
I'm Junior.
There was a
Take it to
joke
the
in there
head.
somewhere.
Take it to the head. Take it to the head.
I do like her eye things.
Yeah.
It looks like someone pulled it off of a cake that had vegetables on it.
Yeah. So,
My garden needs tending.
Yeah, that's
I like that's one of the lines I really do like. I think
wouldn't
it's a
you
really
like the
funny
earrings
line.
too?
Yeah. This is the scene
She
where
has
she's,
bad mic technique.
well, this is the scene where she delivers some decent lines, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm. That's
Because
a good line.
Because she's not
You'll-
trying to be hammy.
Oh, yep. The guy with the glasses.
Yep.
That's Patrick Leahy.
But it's almost like that weird accent change that we were talking about. She kind of delivers them like 1940s movie actress, kind of.
Yeah,
So
no,
very
I'm
fatality.
not saying that. Don't look at the continuum. Look at this as like a whole thing on its
Yeah,
own.
fair enough.
And
This-
here we get the
yeah.
famous
Oh,
scene,
no.
and it's building towards it.
Here it comes.
And here it comes. The noise.
The
There
goth
you go.
card.
That's just.
Yep.
And the cha-ching.
Why was that in this movie?
Because people
Yeah.
wanted to be part of this movie because of how much the last one made.
Ugh.
So
How did he get the car up here?
Doesn't matter.
there's ramps all
Don't
over the
overthink
city.
it.
Well, that's a really limited range for that weapon as far as angle.
18 degrees.
Yeah.
He says it again.
Maybe
I
with
just-
the and the third time.
Yeah.
I'm willing to
Chill.
bet.
In watching this movie, I just realized that, or last time I was watching this movie, Freeze has an open mask. It's
Right.
not like a full on
Right.
like acrylic little shield.
Yeah,
it's like an
you
open
would
face
expect
thing.
like a dome.
Yeah, but no, it's like fully open
Right.
face thing.
For the saying chill 3 times in a row, I feel like they filmed it a bunch of times with the intent of using only one of them, and they're like, let's use a few.
Yeah.
What is that sombrero made out of? Ow.
It's wood, I think.
He punches it and hurts his hand.
Yep,
And
there we
what's
go.
with
The
that
banana
sound
slip.
effect?
Yeah. Hey, he caught it that
Yeah,
time.
he got
I
it
know,
that
I was
time.
just gonna say.
You would just fumble it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how ropes
Watch
work.
out
He
for
didn't
that
need rope.
freeze.
No. Thank you, Ryan.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate
Very
that
good.
George of the Jungle reference.
So I will give it to Joel Schumacher for one thing. He very much has fallen on the sword for this movie, and he said something that I can very much respect. When there's a movie you love, respect that 100 or so people went into making that movie. But when you hate a movie, blame the director.
Yeah.
And he got a bad rep for this.
Yeah, he did.
In the animated series, there was the episode Legends of the Dark Knight, where a bunch
Oh,
of
yeah.
kids were like, I think Batman's like this, or I think Batman's like that. And there's one where it's very much like the 50s camp Batman, then there's like the Frank Miller Batman.
Yeah, Dark
And they're
Knight
walking
Rises.
around, and there's like this kid named Joel who
Mm-hmm.
has like a feather boa. He's like, oh, I love Batman with all of his tight muscles and like leather and whatever. So,
Yeah, and they're just kind of like,
yeah. They're like,
Fantastic.
shut up, Joel.
Oh, it is wood.
Yeah, wood.
Okay.
He's wood. Oh, God.
$20
Okay,
million
bye.
for cold jokes.
Yep. The icicles on the front of the car are so cheesy. Too.
Also, this vehicle is, you don't really see it much, but it's so weird.
Bye.
It's like 700 feet long.
yeah, the wave is something else.
Yep.
He just slightly waves his whole way.
Toyification.
While he like tips his head.
Yeah.
Don't ask why. Oh, Uma.
What?
I mean, that's a reasonable response.
All right. I'm going to leave now.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, bye.
Men, get the hair dryers.
Yeah. I like how they're just like, yeah, this lady seems normal.
Yep.
And here we go.
Made Parmesan.
Made Parmesan.
Yes,
that needs to
statue.
be a thing.
Like, why don't our cities have like 400-foot tall statues?
It's like the spirit of
naked
Detroit blown up to enormous proportions
Yes.
on every block.
Yeah, that's great.
I want that. I didn't
Yep.
realize how bad I wanted that until I saw this movie.
Oh, apparently holding up some of the buildings in the background. Too.
Yeah.
And that they built the road around the statue.
Like it was their first.
Yep. Step one.
Step one, build
statues.
statues. Yeah. Statues first, then roads.
Some poor city planning.
Or is it great city plan?
That's
how the elves would do it, man.
Yeah.
That looks like Hot Wheels.
Yes, it
does.
does.
I had Hot Wheels of these cars.
Yeah. Oh, this looks so bad.
Yeah, the CGI is bad.
At that speed and the distance that last shot implied, they would have been flying into the air by now, but they talk about this for like 6 minutes. Before it actually happens.
Also, the idea that the motorcycle can't make that jump,
Oh,
but
it's
the
idiotic.
Batmobile can?
Yeah.
Also, how is this safe? Just
No.
Right? How is this any
That's
more
what I was
safe than what he was
thinking.
going to do?
He's just going to go off the edge and
Right.
have no control.
yeah.
There.
That was an
Somehow
incorrect
that
subtitle.
jalopy can make the jump.
Yeah, they're all three of our cars are driving the same speed, but the biggest one is the one that's gonna be able to make it.
Right.
I do like the old-fashioned billboard.
Yeah.
That would have been needlessly 3D for this release
Right.
today.
Yeah.
This movie is needlessly 2D and NED.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, ice makes me fall out of the air.
Yeah. And I noticed
This
the
is
part
weird.
when you say that the cape is like connected to his legs or whatever, but it actually in the functional use of the suit that actually kind of makes sense.
Oh, sure. Like when he's flying and stuff.
Yeah.
But like it's not
Good
it's
promo
not
shot there.
consistent.
Thank God I had a giant bat hair dryer.
Yeah. I like the idea that Robin had to walk home.
Just Ubering it back.
Yep.
Yeah. And that right there too. They literally fell from 30,000 feet earlier in this movie, and he's like, "You can't make that 400-foot jump, otherwise you would have died." Like, he figured it out. Like,
Yeah, you door surfed to safety.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's meant to imply Batman's the control freak.
yes, no, I get the purpose of it. It's just
Yeah.
a bad example.
Yeah.
That's a good line. We should use it word for word again later.
I can lock my room at night, Batman.
Voice to text isn't a thing yet, Alfred.
He's just living, ahead of everybody else.
Being Bruce Wayne's
Well,
butler
it's
is
odd
like
because
living
he
in
has
the
like a
future.
very flat screen monitor for 1997.
That is also a ridiculously complicated CD case.
Yeah.
It's just as hard to get into as regular CD cases, apparently.
Yeah. Just like I monopolized the entire weapons industry.
Alfred's side gig.
Yeah.
Arms runner.
Do you like movies about gladiators?
The tiny trophies on that mantle are amazing because
Yeah.
it's Alfred's room. So what has Alfred gotten trophies for throughout his entire
Silver
life?
polishing.
Buttling,
Buttling?
Sandwich making.
best buttle.
Best vacuuming.
Quickest bed making.
Yeah,
He was
Apparently, some nun in France has that record. Actually,
Really?
it's like 6 seconds.
Huh. Well, good for that nun.
Mm-hmm.
He was awarded an honorary PhD trophy in botulology. I don't know.
Pathology.
That's a different thing.
Depends how many T's.
I think I've seen that one. That's the not safe for work kind of thing.
This is a weird, bad, terrible cut.
Yes.
You know what? I am glad we didn't see Batman's parents die in this movie.
Yeah,
Yes, I mean,
I think this is the one movie that, aside from Batman and Batman Forever, that doesn't mention like the death of his parents or of a flashback in regards to it.
my parents are dead. Well, they did flashback right there,
Well,
Max.
yeah, but everyone knows what it is. They don't
Yeah.
have to be like a flashback to like Bruce. You don't
Nope.
have to be afraid.
There's no pearls falling.
They do it in Dark Knight. Or Dark Knight Rises.
I think it's
it
in-
I
it
feel like there's
begins.
flashbacks.
It's
to
in
it.
Dark Knight Rises for sure.
Is
Yeah.
it in Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, trolley problem, or I guess, which is the worst, or which is the better movie?
This is where it looks like she has a beard, by the way.
Oh.
Which is the better movie?
Oh.
Batman and Robin, or Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice? Better movie.
Okay, so how do you mean better?
Which would you rather watch again?
I'm gonna choose.
Considering our previous discussion, I don't care. They're both terrible, and I'm not going to watch them again.
Yeah.
But if someone says to you, you have to watch one of these movies for the rest of your life, which one of those two do you choose?
This
I'd
one
watch
because it's
BVS.
shorter.
I'd watch BVS for a couple
Yeah.
of reasons.
I'd go BVS. Again, it's kind of just a hair's breadth higher than this to me, because at least some of the action is kind of cool. I mean,
There's that
for me,
cool
it's
Wonder
two
Woman
things.
moment.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
gonna
and
say,
Wonder Woman. Yeah, absolutely.
I was gonna say, for one, Wonder Woman is fun to watch in BVS.
Yeah.
For two, characterization issues aside, I like Batfleck.
Yeah, I actually-
despite the random homicidal tendencies,
Mm-hmm.
just indiscriminately killing everybody. I like that's the writing. I like his acting. I like him as Batman.
Is that Goldberg?
No,
That's
that
what I
is-
thought, too.
That is
It's
Jesse the
Jesse
Body
Ventura.
Ventura.
Is it? Yes!
What?
The other guard is one of the goons from Running Man.
Yes! Jesse!
That's amazing.
This movie has two governors in it.
Yes! More governors. This is part of our Secret Governors series.
Right.
We here at GBBV have a lot of secret series that
Yeah.
are going on that only we have slowly realized that we have.
Yeah.
Secret
They
governors.
happen by accident.
It's a
Secret
terrible
governors.
secret.
The Secret Gerard Butler series,
Right.
which
Yeah.
isn't so secret because it's one man.
Yep.
That's actually this image is
It's
pretty horrifying. Actually,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty brutal right there.
just how red and his eyes look.
his eyes.
there.
That's. I remember that being kind of creepy when I was very young.
Yeah.
This is also a very clever way to keep a very strong man stuck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, Jesse the Body.
That's
as
awesome.
One of the security
And,
guards.
and you know what? As goofy as it sounds at times, I actually really like the voice effects for Freeze as a combination with Schwarzenegger's voice. I like the end result a lot of the times. Again, the writing is terrible, but I kind of like it.
So she just referred to Batman and
hats.
Robin as Batman, Bat Brain, Bat something and Bird Brain,
Yeah.
and they were capitalized because they're proper nouns.
Right.
Yes.
Do Inspector Bane. Do.
See, I mean, even they know that the veins look bad because they don't ever show them to you
Right.
for most of the movie. Like, put a coat on.
All right, have you guys seen Punisher Warzone?
Mm-mm.
I
Yes.
want to.
So Punisher Warzone is directed by Lexi Alexander, one of the few female directors of a superhero movie. Lexi Alexander is also like a trained MMA fighter, so
Oh,
she
that's
was
awesome.
hired to be a consultant for like the chain fighting in this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think she was supposed to be like one of the goons, but they cut her for some reason.
That's
Oh,
unfortunate because no chain fighting actually happens. It's just a stupid like Hanna-Barbera outcome.
Yes.
In
Yeah, but
fact,
they're like the guys in the back are like swinging. She's like a trained like chain fighter
Okay, well,
like that or whatever.
I did that when I was like 7 years old with like a jump rope.
Yeah.
Like, that's not impressive.
but I guess it was supposed to be like more intricate than
yeah,
what it is
than
in
what,
here.
than what was shown.
Yeah, so
They make a silly noise here when he
Yep.
throws them all up, doesn't he? Because
Yep.
these goons are actually cool looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
they
scary.
use the they use the neon face paint well in this as they did in Batman and Forever.
Yeah, right.
if they wouldn't, if
In
they
laser
would
tag
be in
world.
their hoodies, I think they'd be a lot more intimidating looking.
Like, why? That was three Looney Tunes sound effects right there.
Yeah. And then like the monkey noises as they're running out. You
Yeah.
hear that?
It's Gotham City, so statues are literally everywhere.
Yes.
That's a huge dude, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's also a huge set.
Yep.
Which they have two versions of? Or?
Yeah.
This is kind of
With
fun.
and without plants.
This is kind of fun, like her walking around, like just like making him do random chores.
Right.
Yeah.
Do they really explain why she has such control over him?
Because he's brainless?
Just, well, there's that. Probably a link somehow with the venom, I guess, too.
Yeah.
Because it's a plant-based serum, and she
But to answer your question, no, they don't explain.
No.
She's just gonna plant some.
plantifies.
She's gonna plant some Hershey's eggs from Easter. in the
Yeah.
ground.
Some
They
jelly
almost
bellies.
look like health markers from
Right.
like
Pokemon?
magic or
Yeah.
something.
The damage counters.
This is terrible effect.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, yeah, when she like caresses the flower in a
I
moment.
disagree.
Here.
It looks
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
But going back to the trolley problem, I would rather watch this than BVS. It has its fun scenes. BVS doesn't have a fun scene.
You don't think it's super fun when you think Superman's going to swoop down and save that reporter, but instead they just shoot him in the head?
And it's
Jimmy Olsen.
and it's
Jimmy
Jimmy
Olsen
Yeah.
gets killed.
You're
Yeah,
like,
Jimmy-
it's so jarring because A, it's Jimmy Olsen, but two, like you're expecting like Superman
Yeah.
to like drop down in front of him, but
And
no,
catch
they
the
just
bullet or
shoot
something
him.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. He shows up later though.
Oh yeah, he shows up later to push a guy
Push
through
a
a
guy
brick
through
wall.
like 5 mud walls. Yeah. But no, I would rather watch this because at least I can laugh at it.
He's like, yeah.
Nah.
no thanks.
This movie really makes me want to watch From Dusk Till Dawn again. Actually.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
It's a fun movie.
Not to comment on appearance, but the little hairs that are underneath where her hair is pulled back
Makes it look like she
she's
has a
Frankenstein.
cap on.
Yeah, like she looks like she
Yeah,
has a stitching
yeah.
in her head.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And again, that's probably something that didn't show up until it was
In high def.
in
Yeah.
high def.
Yeah.
But you'd think, I mean, on
You think they
On-
would have looked
on
at her and been
film-
like, we should
On
fix
film,
that.
yeah, you should notice
on
that.
film, you should be able to see that. Film is the highest of defs.
Yeah.
The most deafiest.
So obviously, this is a multi-beer movie. So, James, what are you drinking now?
I've pulled some Exeter from Shorts Brewing Company, which is one of my new favorite local
It's
sours.
Excellent.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Shorts has been knocking it out of the park with their sours.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a
True
fan of most of
story.
their beers, as I've stated before, but every sour of theirs I've had,
Yep.
great.
Yep.
Now, the only thing that Exeter for me has going against it is that our local gaming area actually had a better short sour on tap about 3 weeks ago. So, like, while Exeter is very good, that other one was better. So,
Yeah,
sorry,
that was
Shorts.
like their.
It's a good problem to have.
The,
Yeah.
the price difference between those two beers is pretty high, though.
Yeah, I mean Exeter because they go a buck off. Exeter's like $4 a pint on Mondays.
Well, I'm talking like for a 6-pack of
Yeah.
each of those. There's like a $4 or $5 difference.
Yeah, well, I mean at the gaming thing, it's
Yeah.
$4 for a pint of Exeter, which is incredibly cheap.
Yeah. But that's Exeter is strawberry rhubarb, if I remember correctly.
Let me look at this
Well, if it
bottle
is,
while we
that-
watch
that
this
would- that
weird these weird camera
Predator
effects.
vision.
Well,
Yeah.
that would make it very thematically appropriate because strawberry and rhubarb are both plants.
Strawberry and lemon.
Strawberry lemon.
Ramen.
That's also a plant. It counts.
Man,
But
you
I
know what
could-
would really make this movie awesome? If it had
Coolio.
Coolio in it.
Yeah, coolio.
I agree. Hopefully, we can cross our fingers and hope.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
just
You know, it's a
hoping
missed
for some-
opportunity that he never interacted with Freeze.
Hope, yeah. Yeah. So this movie needs more Coolio and some Clockwork Orange references.
Oh, yeah,
Just
that would
for-
make me really
But
happy.
only
Oh,
for,
look
only
at
for
that.
like
Look at that.
10 seconds, and then
Yeah.
don't have it connect to anything else
Right.
or
Yeah.
pay off.
Right.
So
In fact, it's over.
this is radio for 4, but we went to school with a teacher who would trick the kids who were not quite as sharp that he had a signed picture from Coolio.
I remember him.
Yep.
I don't remember that.
Mr.
Mr.
Christopher.
Christopher, man.
Yeah, he had a picture from Coolio that said "Stay cool, Coolio."
That's
I-
awesome.
I do like how ridiculous the gangs, like the random street gangs of Gotham are. They're
Yeah.
not just like regular, like
It does
punks.
kind of, almost remind me, not visually, but like thematically, of like Dark Knight Rises gangs.
All right, so that little kid, that is not a midget on top of that bike. That is Joel Schumacher's nephew or godson,
Oh,
who
the
was
one
like,
who
I
wanted to
want
see-
Oh, the
Yeah.
one
reason.
who did the story treatment for this
Right,
movie?
right.
Yeah.
Yep, that is a 6-year-old kid.
He gets a screenplay credit.
Well, the movie this reminds me of in a lot of ways is Warriors.
Yeah,
Is where it pulls a lot of the gang style.
I will watch that movie
Also,
any time
what
of the
on
day.
earth is up with Herb Helmet?
Got an
It's
angel on it?
very
Fine.
bad.
It's fine. It's probably fine.
What? Wait, was he just shooting at balloons? Were they supposed to start the race just then?
Yeah. Why does he have a flare gun?
So wait a minute. To back up a second, does that 6-year-old kid now have an IMDb page?
Probably.
Yeah.
I have an IMDb.
I have an IMDb page too.
Yeah.
Because I played on the score to a short film a couple years ago.
I'm in these thanks to for She Makes Comics, a documentary about females working in comics.
Ah.
Till I kickstarted it, so it was mentioned.
Oh, okay.
This motorcycle race is supposed to feel really exciting, but
It's
I actually
not.
think the camera work does it a big disservice.
It's all Dutch angles.
Too many close up side side of the wheel shots,
Yeah.
or just like that that low angle stuff.
Yeah.
Just all the barrels were filled with packing peanuts, I guess.
And glitter.
That's fine.
Yep. And there's too many close up. Like you get no sense of scale of
Yeah,
they're
no.
racing or whatever.
There's no sense of speed.
And
There's no...
they're going through different sets.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
There's a lot.
This
of
is
different places
this is
they've
filmed in L.A. like on the river.
Yeah.
Like where all the
Mhm.
race from
Yeah.
Greece is.
been. Oh no.
I'm also not sure what the plan is. You're like, they drop the fire, and then they just drive through it and go off of an edge.
Right, and I've got
Like,
Yeah.
what
I
were they
think
going to
it's
do?
supposed to be a jump.
Okay, because it's like
Like, that's the only
slanted
reason. That's the
down.
only way it can make sense.
It's really sharply slanted down past the fire. So I'm
All right,
not-
so Jordan, what do your musical ears tell you? Is it like 4 notes over and over again for 7 minutes here?
2 notes.
That's about it. Why in the hell do these morons need to have little swingy waist ropes just to throw a bottle onto the road?
Because it looks
To make it more
cool.
dramatic.
No, it's-
Also, the guy that comes around with his big stupid smile is great. He's like, ah.
Yeah.
This was going to be his big break, man.
Yeah.
Look at this. They went 3 feet. You couldn't have thrown from where you were standing?
I think it's a cool little scene there. But
But like,
Yeah.
yeah, but like this, what are they doing here?
He's killing them.
But like, where were they going to go if he didn't?
Nowhere.
drop
I
He
the
was
think
fire?
he took the race in a wrong down
Yeah.
a wrong way.
That's what he did.
And the fire is to make it so they can't go back.
It's
Yeah.
to make them freak out and drop their bikes down so they slide off.
The way
There's
I
no
read it-
friction on this part of the road.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so with my knowledge of how you make Molotov cocktails, you put it's not just gasoline. You put something like laundry detergent in it to make
Yeah,
it like a
something
thicker, to
like
make it
napalm.
congeal. Yeah, like to make napalm. So presumably, if you're going to drive across laundry detergent, if Home Alone or Home Alone 2 have taught me anything,
Right.
one cannot walk normally across that.
Right.
So I assume you couldn't drive over it either.
Yeah, the way I kind of read that actually was the fire is not meant to necessarily make them fall, but make it so they can't see that they're about to drive off to their doom.
All right.
I mean,
okay,
it's
I'll give
it's
you
really
that.
far away from
It's
that point, so it's
distracting.
kind of a
It's
stretch.
distracting. I'll
Yeah.
give you that.
But the stupid wire jump thing still irritates me.
Well, I mean, this movie's got so much other stupid wire stuff. Then this time they could actually show that they were using wires.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, it looks like she has a beard.
Yeah.
You're
it
right.
does.
Alfred-
This set, the light, if this the lighting,
Yeah.
Well, I think it's supposed to be like
Or ironically, it
or
doesn't look
it's-
like he has a beard.
Right.
or it's the motor, or it's the motorcycle helmet.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's
left
supposed to be like
something
they
on
were
her
dirty
face.
and yeah.
And he has subjugated all his life to the dreams to someone else. Next line, please. And then I was,
I'm just impressed Chris O'Donnell's walking without his cane right now.
Yeah.
He makes sandwiches.
I was going to say he gets to make all the sandwiches he wants.
He opened his own deli.
Al's Deli.
Al's and Pals?
Al's and Pals. That's a way better name for Batman.
Al's
The
and Pals.
Batman.
The
Al and
Batman
Pals?
series.
Al's and Pals.
Coming this fall from DC Comics, a 4-part miniseries, Al's and Pals. Just Alfred and other butlers getting together, bitching about.
Actually bitching about their respective superheroes they have to tend to.
Yeah.
That would actually be awesome.
I would watch that.
I want Christopher Hastings to write it. and Cameron Stewart to draw it.
Cameron Stewart, yeah, perfect. I can tell
Dun,
Alfred's
dun,
sick.
dun, dun.
He didn't make me my midnight sandwich.
Right.
No, I meant Chris Burnham. Never mind.
This was a nice little nod to the
Yeah.
Heart of Ice as well.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep, that's the ending. This is the exact ending of the movie,
Yep.
and Schumacher acknowledges it. That, like, yep, this is like the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is way more emotionally impactful than fucking El Diablo's goddamn Fire Away from Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck that movie.
I think this
and
was a
everything
trailer
about
scene,
it.
wasn't it?
I can't recall.
It
I think
could have
this was in
been.
the trailer.
For his hammies, he's known. Like, he does like a good, like, I'm trying to be serious while I'm blue.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely, no,
I mean,
absolutely.
he's just miscast. He's not bad. He's just miscast. He's
And
not
misapplied,
utilized properly.
misdirected,
Yeah.
and it's so perfect now that I know that that's Jesse Ventura.
Yep.
And again, this is Gotham, where villains dress ridiculously and look absurd.
Everyone
And
dressed.
so
you're
she shows
at
up like this,
Arkham.
and they're like, "She's not a villain.
Yeah,
That's
it's fine.
okay."
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Also, are you sure that guy's from?
He's from something we've done.
Is it Cyborg?
I feel like it is Cyborg, though.
The guy without an eye.
Yeah. No. That guy was African American.
That guy. That guy who actually lost an eye. Jesse
guy doesn't
Ventura,
have an eye either.
your hair is not okay right now.
He has a mohawk.
Something. He's got like a bun going on back there.
He's got a rat tail, man.
Oof. And is it supposed to be a joke that she's got like gardening gloves on? Like,
I think so.
so.
But here we have the
Oh,
yeah,
Riddler
the
like
Riddler
it.
and the Two-Face
Two-Face.
outfits.
Yep.
Because Joel Schumacher doesn't like to kill. Joel Schumacher does not like his Batman to kill. And
The one thing that I can very much appreciate about Joel Schumacher's
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
and he leaves his villains alive in case they want to be used again.
right.
Yep.
Which, you know,
But apparently
Marvel doesn't do that.
it was okay to just kill the franchise, but whatever.
So, what do you think about her hairstyle here?
The beehives.
Yeah,
The double beehives.
I think it's cool.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm neutral on it.
It works.
I also
That
It's
scene
distinct.
right there.
what the hell is that game show where people just run through the
Supermarket
store?
Sweep.
Supermarket Sweep. Yeah.
The greatest game show.
It's super villain sweep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to escape the jail with
Yeah,
all of
right.
your loot.
And your outfit.
I think, you
I want to
know,
play that payday heist.
to go back to the hair for a second, if you're not going to do like straight up like super sexy Poison Ivy just wearing a green one-piece bathing suit for the whole movie,
Mhm.
and she's got like the curly hair, like you have to mix it up a little bit
Yeah.
to keep it interesting because she's always wearing different green suits.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well mix up the hair too. I think it's cool.
So what jail cell works that you can't get in it from the outside?
Yeah.
Okay, so he has pasta bowls for butt covers. It also looks like the underlying like garment is just like something see a dude wearing at just a deli, like behind the
Oh,
counter.
the chainmail.
How much ham you want?
Enough for this movie's dialogue.
Yeah,
Oh.
I do like that he was like, well, I'm out of ideas.
I've done my one thing. I'm done. This is a neat little scene.
Yeah. Always winterize the pipes.
It's kind of a missed opportunity for him to just like freeze something via just suit nipples, but
It's
whatever.
a good like the CG like the special effects holds up as far as like the pipes icing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Not that part, but
Yeah, yeah.
part before it,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Looks terrible. Also, always winterize your pipes is actually not a terrible line.
right.
No,
No.
it's good. Like I remember my dad chuckling at that line
All right,
because
and-
he's a dad.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, I laughed uncontrollably at just skydiving Bane in a second there. Just
How come he calls him Meatloaf?
yeah.
And then he calls him Mr. Bane.
Right. Listen.
Hope Mr.
Just the flail.
Hope Mr. Bane can swim.
I'm a little disappointed that none of the guards tumbled out afterward.
What are they shooting at?
I
When
was
they
just going
show
to say, they're
there's
shooting
nothing.
up here.
Yeah. Alfred, are you ill? Your sandwiches haven't been as well spread as normal.
He's like, I
Been
got some
skipping
deals.
on the mayo.
Yeah.
That's probably like a very like butlery thing that butlers actually did.
I just want him to put him in like a chicken wing and be like, "You will tell me what's wrong with you, Alfred."
What kind of soap opera disease do you have? McGregor's syndrome is the symptom you get when you're stealing tainted vegetables from Mr. McGregor's rabbit.
Wow.
That's
That's a deep cut into childhood literature.
yeah. Oh,
Oh, that's a great line though. Like that's a warm line for Alfred.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I just left the fridge open. Everything's fine.
Okay, why is George Clooney's turtleneck like 6 times too big for him, and why does Chris O'Donnell look like he weighs 40 pounds?
Because he's supposed to be young.
The one camera the prison has.
Look together.
That scene isn't in
Bane Parmesan.
Obvious screen.
He just
The eye openings in Batman's cowl are really big.
They are, yeah.
So you'd think that when they showed the security camera, they would have shown a scene from the like 10-minute scene we just watched.
Not just them going.
Not just, not just.
Well, I
them
think it was like the
Scooby-Dooing
always
at the
winterize
camera.
your pipes like scene.
I don't think so.
It looked like it. Going by Arnie's lips.
This is funny.
Right. Just right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, those are nice.
Fist button.
Fist button.
I also like that he's just like, oh yeah, this is totally a secret door.
Yeah.
He's Batman. He knows where these
Where it
switches
was.
are held. This is actually.
Why does he have a mannequin in a
Right.
It
in a
is a
lava
yeah,
lamp?
It is a mannequin or a model of a Swedish model whose name escapes me at the moment.
Is it Bjork?
Bjork is from Iceland.
Yes, that is true. I'm sorry. I've shamed my Norse heritage.
She's just full of sex, isn't she?
I like how he had like his eyes are slightly red because he's not at like full freeze
Right.
capacity.
Right.
He's not at absolute zero.
No.
Mhm.
It's weird that the film grain becomes very bad here.
Mhm.
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
The love dust animates like the aroma of a pie from an Elmer Fudd cartoon.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Oh, snap.
Why don't you just leave the way you came in?
And seriously, a room full of cops, no one thought it was wise to protect that switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, I don't know, secure the perimeter.
Yeah.
Yep. They're too busy standing around looking stylish in those leather jackets.
Who wrapped all this stuff, too?
Yeah. Again, and missed the switch.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Chief O'Hara.
It's just,
We must take a second to mourn the passing of one Adam West,
yes.
the
Mr.
bright
West.
knight who saved Batman from obscurity in the 60s.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
Mr. West. Also, this is strangely similar to the Bane and Batman encounter in Dark Knight Rises, as far as location and some
Yeah,
of even the angles.
Underground on a
Yeah,
catwalk.
on a catwalk, yeah.
Thrown downstairs.
Right.
All that's missing is him saying, "Oh, your body."
Yeah. And ice cream.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yes.
Is that a vault of ice cream behind them?
God, I hope so.
How do you store your ice cream?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is meant to be sexy or if it's just an uncomfortable suit, but every time she crouches, she goes like knees out.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
She's
that's might be
way
intentional.
spread.
Like just
Yeah.
Yeah.
deposit. Yeah,
I like that those are burlap sacks of sprinkles. Like,
Man has to have priorities.
who's making that many ice cream cones?
Right.
it's Gotham.
Look.
Snowy.
This is the most delicious battle.
She just made a
I like-
reference.
I like
she
this
just
line
made a
coming
reference
up.
to the nipples on the suit.
Why are all the gorgeous ones homicidal maniacs?
Yeah.
Life lessons from Batman.
Yeah.
Sprinkles.
Sprinkles.
See, Bane is very green here.
Yeah, he. This is like him at his most veiny. I think.
I'm okay with Green Bane when he's all venomed out.
Yeah.
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 Because when he's green, you can actually see some definition in him as opposed to veiny silly putty. That looks terrible. Then.
Yeah.
It looks like a Ninja Turtle
Yeah.
spray-on costume.
come on, Commissioner Gordon, be somewhat effectual.
Be useful,
Over the course of 4 movies.
Him walking up those stairs is
really
a
funny.
Terrible shot.
Yeah.
Taking,
And now everyone's fine.
2
just
footsteps.
immediately.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, considering how fast they all got crippled by some air
ama- it's
conditioning.
Yeah.
amazing
Any
tech.
any frostbite they've endured has gone away.
Yes.
It's gone.
And that's the shot everyone's going for.
Did no one maybe anticipate that might happen?
Yeah,
Like
I
the
was
Lord-
waiting for a bowling ball hitting pins
Sound?
when he kicked.
Yeah. I do like that they go to the shot of Gordon just being like, "Oh no."
Yeah, you bums.
Yeah.
Literally in the name of love here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
this
line
movie
gets
loves
used a lot.
saxophones way too much.
Yeah.
But
Well, then
saxophones
again,
equal
have you guys
sax.
seen
There's
Lost Boys?
saxophones.
There's a lot of saxophone in that movie as well.
Yes, there is.
That's because saxophones are basically saxophones.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's movie music shorthand for sexy.
Mhm.
Okay, so if the sprinkles are in the burlap sack and the ice cream's in the vault, oh, they're cones. Okay, thank you. Thanks, movie.
Thanks, High Def.
Yes.
Oh,
That's not what the
that's
subtitles
not what the
Yeah.
subtitles said.
The subtitles
I want my
take
money
some
back.
liberties and shorthanding stuff.
I like that. I was just slowly creeping up the ladder in the
She's like,
background.
okay, bye.
Yeah.
Like The Trust, there's a lot of
Yes!
background stuff happening in this movie.
The Trust was a good one, actually.
We've discovered that we really do enjoy things happening in the background of movies.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, it's an added indication of just thoroughness, I guess.
Yeah.
Who thinks an open vat of proto ice cream is a good idea?
Pistachio of all flavors.
Yeah.
I like pistachio ice cream. It's amazing.
Do you think that George Clooney just kept purposely screwing up his lines so Chris O'Donnell had to get back in the vat of Jello and
I would.
over and over again?
Yeah.
Supposedly, George Clooney has a picture of himself in the bat suit hanging in his office as a reminder to never do a movie purely for the money.
Well,
So-
considering he just sold his tequila business for $1 billion, I don't think he is in any need of cash right now.
No. Supposedly, he spent 2 years and drank 700 different kinds of tequila to find out his tequila. Which I've
yeah,
had it.
man.
It's pretty damn good.
I've heard it's really
It's
good.
really good.
Surprisingly good.
Rich dude
Yeah.
life, man. Ooh.
So-
It's $50 a bottle, but it's really good.
It's pretty good to be George Clooney. I mean, whether he made this movie or not. I mean, his wife is a UN lawyer who's also stunningly attractive, and
Yeah, she's
he's
gorgeous.
He's rich. He keeps getting more gorgeous as he ages.
Right.
like a fine wine.
Yeah. And if you mean a fine wine like it gets better, yes. If you mean a fine wine like it turns to vinegar, no. Which is, Pulp Fiction.
So, does anybody else think that the storyline of her killing his wife is a really weird one?
It's darker than you might expect.
It is surprisingly
how campy
dark for this
is.
movie.
It's one of the few plot pulls that I like in this movie, actually.
That she kills his wife?
Yeah.
Or tries to, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's for a character. I guess maybe I'm just thinking it for a character who's basically uses feminine wiles to her advantage, but never for actual intent.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed a really weird thing to go after
it's-
the one guy who, I guess, the power didn't work on him, and maybe that's what they're pulling from. She's
Yeah, it's
trying to
she
get to
can't
the
use
guy.
her regular methods, but she needs him to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
Because,
already he was kind of just I guess my thing with it is that already he's yeah, I'm cool with killing Batman and Robin.
Right, he was already on her side.
well, I'm already with you.
Yeah,
you know?
but he just wants to pull heists to
Right.
get money to do his research. He's not conquered on world domination until now.
yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, outwardly, when she confronts the topic of the dead wife with Freeze and Batman and Robin, she's like, "Oh, I'm just a one-woman blah blah blah," or whatever the fuck.
One woman
But-
show.
Yeah, but clearly it's just to serve her ends, her
Yes.
her goal, right?
yep. So I mean, I guess yeah, she's using it to serve her goal too. I just thought it was kind of a weird pull all of a sudden for her to go from because she kind of makes mention of it. We go from I'm here to conquer the world
bad.
to I'm going to kill this dude's wife so he's on my side.
Right.
Also,
Yeah.
he needs billions of dollars. He has billions of dollars in diamonds in that.
Yeah.
gun
Yeah,
of
no
his.
kidding.
Right.
Most of them are
like-
actually cubic zirconia, but
Yeah.
let's not split mince words here.
Well, yeah. I mean, but they're diamonds in the movie.
Right.
Yeah. And I've switched over to Oatsmobile Ale from Bell's,
Oatsmobile's
one
good
of their newer beers, Session Pale Ale brewed with oats. They've got a new beer coming out called Arabacadabra,
Oh, I saw
which
that.
is like their new coffee beer.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Comes
saw
out
that.
this fall. Should be tasty.
Mm-hmm.
I like Smitten from Bell's quite a bit. It's a good summer beer.
So isn't Bell's is one of the 2 Michigan breweries that made the top 50 in America, right? Because it's Founders
Top,
and Bell's.
number one was Bell's. Founders was up there. I think Shorts also made that list.
Excellent.
Yeah, they were. It was just founders.
20.
And, founders and Bells were like what in the top 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, Michigan.
Yep.
Keep it up.
We were very
Something-
spoiled for beer. Here.
Yeah,
Yes.
something very, very strange though. So I saw a different list
Goats
from
on,
a
goats on,
different
goats on,
magazine.
goats.
I can't remember what the website was. It was 50 best IPAs in America,
Yeah.
and Stay Gold, which is the Run the Jewels IPA, was rated like number 1 IPA in America. However, they had a list of all the beers they tried. They had like 380 some. No Bells, no Founders.
That's
Really?
interesting.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
a lot of those lists have Too Hard right at the top.
Yeah.
Like number one. It's been what, like the number 1 or number 2 beer in America for almost a decade by that one.
Yeah,
ranking
Pliny the
or-
Elder is usually number 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like no Bells, no Founders.
That's
Just
interesting.
there were a couple. Arcadia was on there, Shorts was on there, but Humaluma was on there. So,
Okay.
but they they didn't even make the top 50. Like of the
Wow,
top
that's-
50 beers that they listed for IPAs, I'd had one of them,
That's
Huh.
crazy.
and it was High Ally by Cigar City Brewing out of Florida, which I had when I was in Florida last time. It's a pretty good beer, but yeah, I was really really surprised because apparently like they got all their beers from like calling their distributors, and Bell's distributes to like 32 or 33 states.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Huh.
really weird.
yeah,
You know, speaking of just not, being spoiled for beer here
Mhm.
in Michigan, what I like is that we've got a lot of really small local breweries.
like nano breweries.
Yeah, and so we like I forget what website it was, but they had like top 50 beers or top 50 breweries in Michigan, and like I think Founders was number 1, but number 2 was Kunin.
Nice.
Like Kunin.
Oh yeah, Kunin's
Yeah.
is
Kunin
very well,
beat-
very highly regarded. Like
yeah, it is.
Mental Floss had like top 50 beers in America, and Kunin's was on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Drippa and the Hefeweizen alone are worth the price of admission to Kunin.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But no, apparently Michigan now has over 200.
He does look like he's about to go bleh, like tongue out.
Yeah,
like
just-
Yeah.
But yeah, Michigan apparently now has over 200 breweries,
Wow.
Excellent.
and I'm up to visiting 27 of them.
Could you?
Hashtag the quest.
Yes, the observatory.
yay.
And this movie is still going on.
Yep,
Yes.
here we
Yeah,
sit.
but
Oh
our-
shit, we're
by the
still
time-
watching this.
By
Yeah.
the time our beer clock ended, we still have what 20 minutes left of this movie.
It's going and going and going and going and going.
So many rivets. So
Rivet.
many rivets.
Rivet. Rivet. Rivet.
You know what?
It's the Batman
I
frog.
think this movie kind of sucks.
You're
Well,
just now realizing it?
90 minutes in.
Not great.
It's not, universally good.
That guy sort of looked like Mr. Mom.
Huh. Did you know Mr. Mom's real name isn't Mr. Mom? And by Mr. Mom, I mean Michael Keaton.
His name's Mr. Mom.
Yes. But his real name is Michael Douglas.
No, you're breaking the rules, Max. The GBBV style guide refers to him as Mr. Mom.
But his real name is Michael Douglas, huh?
Yeah.
So that's why it couldn't be his real name then, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Couldn't register that name.
Well, there already was a Michael Douglas, so yeah.
You can't register the name.
So registered Mr. Mom.
Is Mr. Mom? Yes. I'm going to get in a movie just so I can
Explains
register
a
my
lot.
name as Mr. Mom.
Mm.
Yeah. Starring
another-
Mr. Mom.
Another scene that would have been forcefully 3D.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like I remember that very quick scene of Clooney turning around in the trailers for the movie, but without the mist. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. Whenever there's like
So
the saxophone, like the saxophone for like the Poison Ivy theme, and Bane's not on screen, I imagine Bane is standing off screen
With a
playing a
saxophone?
saxophone.
Well, and obviously he's wearing the hat too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Has
wearing
a
the Duke
Jasmine?
Silver hat.
I was gonna say
Yes.
he's Duke Silver, pretty much. All right, fourth Arrested Development reference.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Duke Silver.
Duke Silver's not Arrested Development, man.
Oh,
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
all right, retracted.
Parks and
Redacted.
Arrested Development.
It could be in the same universe.
Yeah.
Could be.
Good goons. Who are you talking
Who are you
to?
talking? You talking to Bane?
Same exposition machine.
Well, no one is capable of inner monologue in this movie.
This is why. I mean, they can't do the thought bubbles.
Yeah. Now, I would have accepted that he would have talked to himself if he didn't have goons. And
Yeah.
he was just like this crazy Iceman who lived alone and talked to his dead wife.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, his, stasis wife.
Does anyone else find this scene very dumb?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that an evergreen comment about this movie? Yes.
Just, I mean, don't you just aim it up? Do you have to break the thing?
Yeah, I'm sure the switch was around there somewhere.
Opened it with a
She's
butter
kind
knife.
of just a thief. Like she's
Yeah.
kind of just the
I was gonna
worst.
say you didn't
Yeah.
anticipate your girl relative having a butter knife.
Yeah. Good
Pal
password.
Yep.
Fred.
Well, it was try number 1, so
Yeah.
Wayne.
That old Macintosh UI.
Yeah. At first when they cut to this, I thought that was him like walking in on her
yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
Instead, he's like, "Where's my sandwich, Alfred?
Yep.
I'm
All
home."
right. Guys,
I don't know why Alfred being sick makes him act like he's like
Mentally
okay.
challenged.
Maybe it has mental effects.
Yeah.
I guess we don't know, but he does act like he's
He looks like he's just happy.
yeah, he looks like he's in
Thank
bed
God
after
I'm off my feet.
having his wisdom teeth pulled,
Yeah.
just getting off the meds. or
yeah.
For
That's
once-
exactly what he looks like.
For once, this jerk has to wait on me.
something. Right. All right, guys, come with me on this trip, if you will. George Clooney looks like an adult version, because that'll never happen, of Chris Hemsworth at times.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like how
Yeah.
Chris would turn out if he ever decided to age.
Topic for 4, but
More
Yeah.
radio
Topic
for
for 4, and for our listeners at home, Chris Hemsworth is a good friend of ours who is also a doctor.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
And has not
Just
aged
like George
in about
Clooney
12
was a
years.
doctor.
Yeah,
That's what
ER.
Yes.
I said also a doctor.
Ghost Wayne!
They
Ghost Alfred!
Ghost Fred.
Ghost Fred.
picked a goofy kid for
Yeah.
it.
I imagine Bruce Wayne was a very goofy looking kid.
Could have been. I mean,
But
that'd be the
in
only
that,
way
in
that.
that shot right there where you couldn't see the top of his head and just like his Mr. Fantastic temples, he looks like pretty old.
Yeah. Oh,
And now they make out.
it would-
Like
yeah.
seriously, it looks like they're about to make out.
Yeah.
When he
But
leans
Michael
down.
Goff looks so much older when he doesn't have his hair all
Yeah.
like slicked
Yeah.
back and all
And
butlery.
now,
Slipping the
Kiss.
tongue.
kiss,
Someone in
kiss.
Sebring is
Blah,
just
blah, blah, blah.
screaming for that to happen.
Yep.
He just
I'm
comes
vampire
back and he's
bat.
spitting his throat out.
Yeah. Blair in the
I
Batman.
won't let you suffer,
I
Alfred.
didn't just quickly as I
You're a
said.
vampire now. You can serve me forever. You're not escaping.
I've
I'm on
tried
try
4
6.
things.
England. England.
She's all picture frame.
Lady in dress.
Flapper girl.
That was super unrealistic because I would have taken 17 attempts to spell Margaret correctly.
I don't know if that signature was there last time we showed that photo.
I don't
Not-
think it was.
It was the first time they showed the photo.
Not the second.
Not the second, but it was the third.
Yeah.
Also, it's access allowed, not access granted.
So is it written in Acme's disappearing, reappearing ink?
Yes. Nice. Hooper
Why?
Mega Red cut.
That's
Rub
your,
projection.
That's your reaction to finding out who Batman and Robin are, just like smiling.
All right, Alicia, we need you to stare into this projector for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Please.
Jesus.
I like
This
the furnace
set,
grill
man.
has fire shooting out of the building.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
want those faces for my wall.
The Arnold face?
No, the
Sure,
No,
that
the
too.
headroom, like
heads.
the
Yeah.
statue faces. That's where they do the statue repair supply.
Bane needs his hat.
Bane line. Bring it up.
Mr. Bane Parmesan. God.
Why didn't they? Where were the subtitles in that?
Robin signal.
Bitch stole my sign.
He was fucking ready for that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Hmm.
A lot of conclusions you're jumping to there.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's literal science.
Hey, called him a dick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't quote Monsters Inc. to me, Bruce.
Damn it. Got that before I could. If listeners at home, go see Baby Driver.
Good movie,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what Ryan says.
Yeah.
Now you are knowingly twisting my words.
Yep.
Yep.
I heard you say you hated it, and
guys.
that you hate people that like it.
Everyone needs to fill Ryan's Twitter feed with just Baby Driver memes, please.
Yep.
I'm fine with that.
But make him Boss Baby and Baby Driver mixed together.
Right.
Boss Baby
Yes.
Driver.
Boss Baby Driver would be amazing.
I need to have this be a thing.
So knowing what I know about
Doors?
no, not doors, about telescopes.
Is nutball an expression?
No. About telescopes. The last thing you want on your telescope is a lighted floor shining into the eyepiece you're trying to look into.
Yeah, well,
That's fine. That's fine.
They
That's probably
turned
fine.
a telescope into a laser beam.
Yeah, that's true.
Bomb!
Yeah, icicle bombs.
He's literally saying bomb.
and he's
Snake, you gotta find
okay,
the bombs.
we get it. This is as far as we need to go, but they show him placing like
I
17
know.
bombs.
Bomb!
And
Why? Why are you
So people
like
would
this?
know why.
I want
why
to.
it
I want to.
explodes.
Throughout this whole scene, I want to hear him still going
Yeah,
in the
just
background.
like, in
just
the back-
quietly,
Like,
just
bomb!
clink.
Bomb!
but to Bane's credit, he does have more lines in this movie than Arnold did in the first Conan.
Mm.
Just
He
in the
says
bomb
60
scene alone.
How much
Yeah.
English did Arnold speak when he filmed?
Enough
the
I
for
think
first
he
film?
has
64 words. I think.
74 words, yeah.
I mean, and you think about it, from the time that Conan was made to the time that he really started making more movies, he turned his English around really,
Pretty well,
really
yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, because I think...
I mean, it's a pretty
not
impressive
even
story.
around.
No, but
he picked it up very quickly.
yeah.
He's
yeah.
a pretty impressive story to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
to come over here
Oh, God, we're at laser tag.
as a bodybuilder and rise to the top, and then just decide to be an actor.
And become one of the most popular actors in history.
Yeah, and then
And-
just
and then a
decide.
governor.
And then
Governor?
just decide
Yeah.
to go into politics.
And governate.
Yeah. This
Does
scene,
not match the lips.
Dun, dun.
I don't understand what computers are, so I'm going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yes, all the best brain algorithms.
Yes.
Yep.
You're gonna have the best brain algorithms. You know it.
Dang,
I know
Alfred
it.
watched a
Everybody
lot of-
knows it.
Oh, sorry. Alfred watched a lot of Max Headroom.
He's in the same UI as the one from Jurassic Park. If you look in the background.
Oh.
And another one of these.
Yep.
Of course, she's got heels.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
And butt. Although, to their credit,
They did it for all
they
their
did butt
characters.
For everybody.
Yes.
Equal opportunity butt shots.
Right.
Yes. The chest piece for Batgirl is exceedingly awkward.
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't have nips, but it almost does.
Yeah. And like armored under boob portions.
Yeah.
Support. I don't know.
So, is it the Robin signals at street level now?
I guess
She
Yeah,
moved
she moved it.
That's why he was breaking it. He was moving it
taking it
to her lair
To make
to
it
the Turkish bathhouse.
Just carrying it, just
to make him go to it.
I'm going down. Push the button again.
right.
Isn't so? Is that actually a line? Have you ever been to a Turkish bathhouse? Isn't that a line
from Airplane.
from Airplane?
Yeah.
This is the
Airplane.
last part.
It's have you ever been to a Turkish prison?
Turkish
Oh,
prison?
Turkish
Okay,
prison,
but
you're
this
right.
whole last scene takes place in a Turkish bathhouse. Which this might just be the exterior shot from that house filmed in, because that pool looks very much like the,
Yeah, it's the
it's the same pool.
it's the
from
same
house,
pool,
right?
but it's
yeah, they just made it look like it's inside.
yeah. Oh no, I thought you meant. Oh no. No, I thought you meant the same scene from earlier with the chain gang.
Yeah, what's the chain gang scene? Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like the freeze thing is just sitting over there.
Yeah.
I am very not okay with her makeup in this scene. It's just really awkward and dumb.
But it's all red because red is sexy.
Ugh. No, it's Mimi from the Drew
Ugh.
Carey Show.
Oh,
Oh.
Slippery when wet is pretty on the nose.
yeah. If you notice, like on her wrist, she like has like it's black, but it's like flat. And then after she like tries to kill him, it becomes all spikes.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice little
Yeah.
little touch.
See, and I don't mind her makeup.
I don't mind her makeup. Her hair is out of control though.
Look.
Because I mean, I don't think it's doing it very well. I don't particularly think it's amazing makeup, but it's trying to match.
It
like,
fits with the
flowers,
scene.
Is what it's trying to hit.
It's just clowny looking to me.
I don't
It's
remember it being
almost
that
like-
ridiculous in non-high def.
Yeah, it's almost like quasi geisha like.
Mm. Just pulls his lips off.
Yeah.
Got your lips.
Oh no! What my weakness? Seaweed.
Birds can't fly.
I could have never seen this coming. And I also do like that right here. She's like, well, yeah. She's like, well, that plan didn't work. Forget it. I'm out.
This is where his cape is tied to his knees.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Whee!
Just hamming it up.
Yep.
I don't mind that line. I think
No,
it's a
I
fun
don't.
line.
I
Yeah.
think it's funny.
Yeah. That looks awful.
Really bad.
Yeah.
And it's because of the frame chopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that line.
I'm going to turn you into compost, which is the thing where plants are dead and go back into the earth.
That's
Next
the
line,
second
please.
time someone has threatened to turn her into compost, too, by the way.
No, he's Freeze says he's going to turn her into mulch.
Mulch, that's right. Okay, I'm sorry.
So get your fucking plant
Herbology
threats
Yeah.
correct.
Calls her out on her sexiness.
Yeah.
Well, that was weird.
That was
well, we'll just play it backward.
Yep.
Yeah.
It won't look weird at all.
No, that's I think to your points earlier, Jordan. That's something that you don't notice in
Regular def.
Yeah, maybe not.
in movies or in VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's overtime. Wait. Now is it overtime? It's overtime.
Oh no, she's got a switchblade.
A small knife. She got a small knife.
Yeah.
I do like the little thing where she's like checking out her hair and the
Yeah.
knife though.
Yeah, that was a great threat.
Yeah.
Good job.
This makes zero sense here.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, it does not. They had to stop using the whip, or otherwise Catwoman was going to sue.
Right.
Yeah. I'm assuming that plant that she's sitting in is supposed to be that little tiny plant she shows from earlier. That's the cardinal.
Oh, yeah,
crystal.
maybe.
Maybe.
But I mean, she's supposed to be able to
Girl.
control plants.
That's a weird line for
Oh
97.
shit! I didn't know.
Or a policeman officer.
We must kill her. It's much funnier. That's what the subtitle said. We must kill her.
That's
So
way-
now-
Jumps
that's-
from gotta
that's-
change those locks to kill you now.
Yeah, that's way more like Godzilla.
We must kill
We
her.
must kill her.
Ha ha.
So now, if I'm remembering correctly, there just is a costume change now. Like they're just in new suits.
Yeah,
And
they're in their thermal suits.
and they have vehicles.
The blue
the
teeth
toyification. Yeah, he has like a glow
Yeah.
stick in his mouth.
light? Yeah, it's not always there in the movie, which is weird.
Right.
Whatever.
I think it's when his suit's at like full juice.
Yeah.
Could be.
The
This
train
doesn't
freezing
look
is
bad.
cool.
The beam itself looks bad because it's 97 CG, but like the city getting iced, I think it looks fine.
It looks alright.
It looks fine for 97.
It's not distracting.
No. I wish they would have kept up with the blue effect on his mouth,
Right.
actually. It's
Yeah.
a cool effect.
And I like the soundtrack here, the choir.
That looks so. That's just clear plastic bags.
Yep. Yeah, some of the ice is really bad on.
Yeah. So to speak to that, Max, the composer for this movie was the same guy that did Batman Forever,
Mm-hmm.
Elliot Goldenthal.
Yes.
He's got a pretty good resume. People, look him up. He's got solid chops. He's not famous, but he kind of gets called in when like stuff needs to be done well but inoffensively. He's good. I think his score is the most competent part of this whole movie, but I think it is not a good match for the tone that they went for.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's reused from Forever. Like, this is like the
Yes.
fight theme.
Yeah, and it shows.
It's weird they go for the cowl for just a 5-minute little scene.
She takes it off like two.
Is this supposed to be a safety thing because she's on a bike?
Maybe.
But Robin doesn't have one.
Yeah, he's on like a
snowmobile.
thing.
But did he
A
wear one? But did he
pontoon
wear
thing.
one when he was on the bike earlier?
No.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
I guess.
men are more
I guess
resilient.
Robin isn't bat something, so
Right.
they can't
Maybe.
give him ears.
You give him some
Call
weird
him up.
bird thing.
They could.
But this is all second unit stuff, and they had very little money to do this scene.
Yeah, I'm
But
sure.
it turned out, I guess, fine.
That is really funny to me.
Hmm.
That's not what he's saying there. It does not match his lips.
That effect is
That's
That's bad.
real
just so
bad.
Bah! And then he's crushed by ice.
Yeah, that went poorly for that goon.
Car, defeat villains.
So now they're
Yeah.
moving again.
More toys.
They're moving
That's
again.
exactly it. More toys. There's also apparently more city behind the observatory. Like Gotham is just on two different
Plateaus.
plateaus,
Yeah.
apparently.
I guess, but at the same time, like, well,
I'm not surprised if Gotham would have like hollowed out a mountain to make it into a whole nother city, so they could make. That's how all the giant statues got there.
Yeah.
They just destroyed a mountain.
Just kept building.
Oh damn! Is Neil deGrasse Tyson talking now?
Right.
Yeah. Planetariums are cool.
Okay, well.
Well, so much for that.
Yeah, Kyle's gone now.
Yep.
The silver on the bat suits, even though they fit better, look awful.
Yeah.
they do.
Very plasticky.
Also, with the bat harpoons piercing the metal that easily and then spreading out a quarter of an inch on that same metal, it's I don't know. That's a stretch even for this movie.
Yeah,
Previous
obviously
one did that
plastic sheet as you saw him move as he was stepping
right.
on it.
Yeah.
I like the little touch of his glasses being blown back.
Yeah. Slowly over the course of 8 hours.
Do you
So
think that
if
was
it's
one?
morning in the Congo? It's also morning in like Europe. So
Yeah.
Congo is a kind of hilarious choice to pick.
Well,
like that.
she's already got
It had to be
intimate knowledge
exotic.
of where satellites are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, when did the movie Congo come out?
Yeah.
And who
Before this.
and who distributed it?
I don't know.
That's a good
It
question.
is. Bruce Campbell's in that movie.
Yes, he is.
Was that a Michael
Yep.
Bay movie?
Congo?
No.
No, I think it's a James Cameron movie.
I think it is a camera movie, yeah. I also like the idea that the Gotham Observatory is tapping into U.S. Army satellites
Right.
to reflect light around the planet.
I'm sure. I'm sure Batman made that hookup with his
I'm sure they're
bat
Wayne
technology.
Enterprise.
In the case that I
contractor
need to
built.
bring light to the city.
Right.
This scene is so cheesy and bad when they're falling right here.
Mm-hmm.
That shot is so good.
Man, Clooney did not fare well with the up close shots.
No.
So is this? Are they plummeting to this? I guess it's the street, but the way it's shot looks like they're plummeting to like a river or something.
Yeah.
No, they're plummeting into the below city from the
Yeah.
above city.
Yeah.
This is where Blizzard or Avalanche and the rest of the Midgar terrorist group lives.
Yikes.
No. I got you. You want another take? No, it's
Yeah,
good enough.
No, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
We're good. Look, man, we're already on second shots.
Right.
Yeah, this is. I would guess at least a third of this whole final climax was all on pickup shoots.
I think it's weird that he's just hanging.
He just hangs like he
Bat-like?
folds his arm like a
Yeah.
bat. Yeah.
Bat-like, yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those days makes me wonder what other horrible thing
It's Gotham
happened to
City.
these poor
It's probably like a
scientists.
weekly thing.
Yeah.
It freezes it using it. It
was a
freezes
very
it using
long
a
talk.
telescope to make a giant freezing gun. The Riddler's using it to be a laser so he can write riddles across the streets.
Yeah.
You know, the other nice thing about about when he chose to froze the city was that he must have done it at exactly 11:49.
Yeah,
Because
that's what
it
they
keep-
say.
it
'Cause
keep-
that's when the clock was frozen.
Yeah, it keeps cutting. It keeps cutting. So it's just convenient that
Uh-huh.
they have until midnight.
Where are his legs coming from in that scene?
It's like the Kung Pao scene where he just twirls and the legs flop over.
Or gold member.
Oh yeah, and also in Goldmember.
Sweep the
Does that
leg,
also-
Johnny.
Yeah, is it also done in Dumb and Dumber and Jim Carrey's Dream at the restaurant?
Yes, I think so. Where it's the foot just coming
Yeah.
straight up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Chris O'Donnell's leg doesn't even reach it, but
No,
that's okay. 'cause
Barbara's
I'm sure
does it.
He's geriatric, so he doesn't
Yeah.
have as
Yeah.
much flexibility as she does. That's I
And
don't,
then she just keeps doing that same doofy smile.
Yeah. I just noticed all the computers in this movie are Macs.
Mm.
Product placement.
yeah.
Got to get that fat Batman money. Little do they know. Good
All
luck.
Today
on the
is
beach till
the,
break of dawn.
10-year anniversary of the release of the original iPhone.
Oh.
To date this. Dramatic clock change.
You notice it zooms in slightly?
It does.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like, none of these three heroes want to help out these poor scientists.
Nope.
It's just kind of dangling.
Hold on a
Almost
second.
dead.
They said they were fine.
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess.
I like how Batman pretty much defeats Freeze with a hot pocket.
Yeah. He's like, oh no.
No.
So when I was watching this a couple days ago, I'm like, how does this work? It's like they're focusing the sunlight through diamonds to pretty much make a laser beam.
Something
Kind of.
like that.
And this isn't,
Skin cancer is rampant across
Yeah.
Gotham now.
mind you, this whole thing that's going on. One, the pulsing beam is really weird.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But two, Batman didn't do anything to really turn this into like a weapon. He's not using something that Freeze changed it into or anything. Like he was just like, oh yeah, you can totally make this into a death ray.
Right.
Right.
Why does a telescope need to be able to just go
Just
down
don't
that
do,
low?
Just don't do
Yeah.
that, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. If that's absorbing the light, why is it coming out the big end of the telescope? Shouldn't it be going the other way?
It's got that weird Freeze gizmo.
Yeah. Mr. Freeze
No.
is a very much on the idea that Dante's version of hell is the correct
Oh.
version.
Yeah.
Where the worst level is frozen.
Level 9.
Yes.
You're on level 9.
He's comparing Batman to Judas right now.
And
I like
Cassius.
the
and
poorly
Brutus.
pasted
Brutus,
people on the telescope as it's
Ooh,
falling.
downward shot.
Yeah.
I'm
So
still
every-
gonna wait. I'm still
Every
gonna
time I
wait.
see these scenes like that with the old movie effects,
Mhm.
one of the times that my parents and I, when we were younger, or when I was younger, went to I think it was Universal Studios. My dad actually got picked to be on the like movie magic scene.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
he was the guy who got thrown out of the building at the end of like one of the famous Alfred Hitchcock movies.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
okay.
And so he got to be on the chair and like make the all noises. So every time I see that, all I see is my dad making that goofy shit.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Those,
You'll be
those
fine.
astronomers are going to pillage that wreckage and be rich.
Right.
Yeah.
Steal all those diamonds.
I'm going up so slowly that I had time to say that, and you stood there for half a second.
Again, that does speak right there, though. They went down the cliff, and there's nothing at... What on earth? There's nothing at the bottom of that cliff. But there was a city at the bottom of that cliff when we first started this.
Exactly.
A computer genius.
So while they're doing this computer shenanigans of rotating the screen,
Yeah.
so a lot of people think that this movie killed superhero movies. It didn't. Because let's go through the timeline. This is 97. Spawn and Steel both came out that year. Both African-American lead superhero movies. Neither of them good. 98, you have Blade. And
Blade.
we'll say Mask of Zorro is a superhero movie because it's
It's a hero movie.
a hero movie.
That's stretching it, Max.
99 is Mystery Men, which is actually based off like a Dark Horse comic. In 2000, you have X-Men,
Mm-hmm.
Witchblade, Unbreakable, which we'll call superheroes.
There was a
Yeah.
Witchblade movie?
I didn't
Yeah.
know there was a Witchblade.
Neither
also
did I.
not know that.
And
Was it rated X?
probably The Crow Salvation, which is probably like the third Crow movie. 2001 had no superhero movies. 2002
And
you
then
have Blade 2
Spider-Man,
and
speaking of-
Spider-Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
In 2003 you have Daredevil, The Hulk, X-Men
Oof.
2,
All right.
and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oof.
In 2004 you have Hellboy, The Punisher, Spider-Man 2, Catwoman, and then 2005 Batman Begins.
Yeah.
I still very much consider Spider-Man 2 one of the best superhero movies.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah. It's a great movie.
Right up there.
There's half of those movies you just listed off as fodder for this podcast.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
that are actually
Yeah.
on the list.
Exactly, yeah.
Ugh.
It's a beautiful day. It's not
You
too
two
up
starts
in here.
playing.
Bono was just in the background.
He's got weird.
like, you should've
I
just let
just
me
noticed how weird the ears are on this suit.
They're bad.
Bono's just like, you should have just let me take my sunglasses off, and then I could have melted the city.
They had you two in the last movie.
That is true. He's all weirded out right here again, too. He looks
Yeah.
really good at this point.
We're not going to ask how he got that angle.
Yeah.
No.
It's just using the film angle.
Standard Arnold noise number 4.
At this point, when he's laying down right there, he looks like he's in Brotherhood of Steel armor from Fallout.
Yeah.
Look, that looks exactly like Paladin armor from Fallout.
Yep. The pauldrons are just ridiculous enough.
Yep. But not ridiculous enough to be Space Marine armor.
No. No, they are not.
With the same Bane makeup for veins.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bane
Bane
veins.
Bane makeup.
Bane's veins, varicose vein removal.
Bane!
Vein! He's pointing at veins.
Yes.
Oh God.
Just rips them out.
He looks fucking creepy.
Yeah, he does. So does Batman right there.
Yes.
You can see the bottom of his eyes.
It's all
Yeah.
crooked. You can see the bottom of his eye makeup.
Did they make these other suits because they misplaced the first ones?
They
Well,
have
they
a
really
reason
dropped
for all
the
the
ball.
different action figure variants.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like that nowadays they don't even bother with making any reason for it in the movies. They're just like, oh yeah, he's in one suit the whole time. But guess what? Here's Arctic Batman.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well,
Space
but they
Batman.
also do, like with the Marvel stuff, especially like Iron Man upgrades and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's always like they'll show his suit get messed up, so he gets a new one. But like everyone else, just like they have one suit for the whole movie, but then it's a new suit in the next
It's a
movie.
slight
Yeah.
variations
Just
or
a little
whatever.
tweak.
I'm just talking about like the toys for a lot of this.
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They don't
Yeah,
bother
yeah.
with it. They're just like,
Oh,
oh yeah,
yeah.
it's just
Arctic
a different
Batman.
toy. Yeah.
Well, they did that too. Like, because I
The
remember there were a
animated one.
ton of Batman figures back during the Keaton era.
Yeah.
Ton of Batman figures. And they were all the same mold. They were just different colors.
Yeah, different,
and they came with
different
different accessories.
Yep.
It's an interesting thing there that he says he was going to move his wife so he can continue his research.
Mhm.
Like, it really is it's supposed to be the tragic figure, but they're like hammering it into your head at
Oh,
that
yeah.
point in the movie. Like he was just trying to save his
Right.
wife.
Yeah.
That's all. Just,
This is weird because this is one of the few times when you see Batman without his cowl on in these movies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And under Robin, you can see the little bit of darkness from
Yep.
Yeah.
where his
Because you see it in Batman Returns, but it's like it's a very obvious cut where they remove like the eye makeup in between the shots
Yeah.
and rips it off, and it's
That's
still
the famous remove to the cowl,
Right.
and all of a sudden his eye makeup's gone too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the famous smile scene though.
yeah.
From that's from '89, isn't it?
No, the famous smiles from Forever
Is it from? Oh yeah, it is from.
when he
Forever,
goes
yeah.
away from Chase and he's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
he was just waiting there in
Yeah, I
the
was gonna
corner.
say, how long has he just
Yeah.
been in the shadows?
Yeah.
And why? Like they actually put them in the same cell, and he's just gonna fuck. Does he kill her?
Probably.
Yeah.
Why'd they give him his armor back?
Yeah. Like there's a lot of unanswered questions here.
Yeah, I mean they had the
Because that makes him super strong too.
Yeah, they had the cold ray that seemed to work out pretty well last time.
Thanks for the Game of Thrones spoiler, dick.
Yeah. Horse butts.
Horses. Giant horse statues.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't given her a bedroom yet. They're like, no, you sleep on the couch.
Yeah,
I also like the
400
idea
bedrooms.
that maybe when the pizza got delivered, they were still in costume. Don't worry about it.
Just hit him with the back ass.
Yeah. The bat flashy thingy.
Mm-hmm.
How many times you flashy thingy the pizza man?
The bat neuralizer?
Yeah.
Hey, no. What are you doing?
That first movie is so good.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Alfred's like, I see you had pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza is not a sandwich.
Yeah. I will waffle that pizza for you to make a sandwich.
You know what? Chris O'Donnell kind of looks a lot like Rob Thomas.
I made that joke several times during the Batman Forever podcast.
I did.
I didn't see that because I don't follow your work, but
Right.
it was yeah.
I'm glad that I'm not alone in that
Except,
that assessment.
except Rob Thomas is like 40 years younger than Chris.
Right. The big generational gap there.
Yeah.
Rob Thomas grew up listening to Chris O'Donnell's music.
on his great grandfather's
Right.
record player.
Yeah. His phonograph.
Exactly.
Gotta
Crank it.
The barbershop quartet.
Chris O'Donnell's music was recorded on wax cylinders.
She delivers her lines also, again, porn quality, but like she's talking to a 4-year-old the whole
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Partners.
It's like her jaw isn't attached all the way or something. Like it's going to fall off at any moment.
Like she's a deadite.
Right. Let's get the head out of here.
More bad lighting making her look like
Yeah.
she has a mustache.
Right.
Yeah.
Also,
Which is
for,
weird because this movie's got like a ridiculous amount of lighting. Like
Right.
even scenes where it's dark, you can make out
I can't help-
everything.
Yeah.
I can't help but wonder if there's so much on-set light, like light built into the set, that they had trouble controlling the light.
Maybe.
You know?
Maybe. Yeah.
Did you guys want Alfred to put his hand in?
Yeah,
at
what the
at
hell?
end of
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
too?
It's even framed
As
like
though it's
on-
gonna
Yeah,
come
like
in
there's
from
like
the
the
upper
three
left.
corners, and then
Well, he was going to.
Albert
but
puts in a sandwich.
just putting a sandwich in over and over again.
No, he doesn't. They pull their hands away and there are sandwiches underneath.
We're going
Like
to need
to
a
be
bigger
revealed.
deli.
Good Christ.
Okay, well, that
All
was
right.
the thing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you hung around for the whole like R. Kelly end song and all this fucking
Yes,
pumpkins
I-
bullshit.
Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah.
I did not.
It's,
I was treated to the music video
Yeah, it's just,
earlier today.
Did you also guys notice that Vivica A. Fox's character's name is Misbehavin'?
I
That's
didn't-
amazing.
Wonderful.
Snowy Cones Thugs.
Oh,
Yep. All right. So, view again, brew again. Ryan, would you watch this movie again, and would you drink these beers again?
just all right.
Well,
So I
beer.
would watch this movie again. A typical comment from us in the background, but maybe also to sit in a group with people who haven't seen this train wreck and be like, okay, you don't understand how bad this is. Like, this is the being shot scenario. You don't understand how terrible this movie is until you've seen it. Like, you don't know how it feels to be shot unless you've been shot, kind of thing. So in that frame, yes. But the beer, it was very good. I'm sticking with the lawnmower beer assessment. Not really my style. But yeah, very good. Went down very easy.
Dr. Freeze's hairstylist.
Wait.
For that one scene when he has hair.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, it's meant literally for the single hair that he had somewhere.
James.
No, never again. I hate this movie. It's not even a background movie for me. I've
Oh,
shown
wow.
it to Katie before, and like I can't even have it on. It grates me like anything else.
It's so bad.
Beer wise, Exeter's great. I've had it before. It's wonderful. Spotted Cow's good. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, I mean, I understand why it sells a lot, but there's really nothing to it. I'm wondering if it's like the Oberon of Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's been around. It was. I think it was one of their first beers, so it's
Yeah.
been around for almost 20 years now.
I mean,
so
I like Oberon, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go out of my way to get it. And there's other beers that can fill this need for me in the area.
Right. This is. I mean, it's better than the just yellow water that Miller Lite and all that crap is. But
Yeah.
there's almost no character to this.
yeah, I mean, last time when I was in Wisconsin, like I was at a bar that had this. I'm like, I've had this before. Give me some of those other
Yeah.
microbrews. So I've never had it out of a can before, like we've had here. So that's always been like a canning the craft beers has always been like do you do it? Do you not? What effect is aluminum going to have on your beers, et cetera, et cetera?
Right.
But Jordan,
Okay, so Spotted Cow. I would drink it. I don't think I would buy it.
Yeah.
It's a little boring.
Agreed.
It's completely inoffensive. It's very drinkable, but it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. So I guess it would be good for if you're out, doing lawn work, or you're sitting around a campfire and you want to have several beers, or you're at a barbecue and it's hot and you want to have several beers. But it's not something I would seek out. The movie, good Lord. So
yeah, because you hadn't seen this before we talked about it, and you watching it for the show, right?
Right. So,
okay.
and there was a part of me that thought that it might make for a better episode if you caught my reaction to seeing it for the first time live.
If we can have a single shot camera
honestly,
just focusing on your face for 2 hours, maybe.
Yeah, but honestly, it's so bad. Like, it didn't really matter. Like,
right.
It's there's a part of me that thinks that there could have been a good movie in there somewhere. We talked about the production and how it all went down, but it's so bad. I the only way I would watch it again would be for the treat, like Ryan said, of seeing someone suffer through it for the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
Good God.
But man, it's really bad.
Yeah, and I don't know.
It's all kinds of bad. It's bad in so many different ways.
It's violating several sections of the Geneva Convention, I'm sure.
Well, the tone is weird and it's goofy and weird, but then there's also just fundamental craft issues, where there's just bad cuts and weird editing that overall, no, I would not watch it again without a really good reason.
Okay, all right. As far as I go, Spotted Cow, New Glarus has a very wide variety of styles they make. Like, they have a very good Berliner Weiss and some other German styles, and I'm not going to seek this one out in particular. I like it. I enjoy it. It's a beer that I'll bring to a party, and I don't care if someone's going to take one from the fridge. So, which is, I think, good in a sense.
Good.
But as far as this movie goes, I will only probably watch it again if, like what's been said, someone hasn't seen it. I'm watching with a group, something along those lines. So kind of in the same category as Jack Frost or maybe Cyborg. That's another one of those group movie experiences, I think. But I mean, looking at this movie again after so many years of not seeing it, like we were fawning over the sets in every scene, how big and grand they are, which I feel a lot of superhero movies don't really do something that extravagant as far as just how much they have packed in
of
to a scene they use once.
A lot of movies don't do that anymore.
It's expensive.
There's a level of filmmaking that's going on in this movie, for as ridiculous as it is to say that just doesn't happen anymore.
Right.
They spend a lot more money on actors and everything now, as opposed to sets and the like.
Because I fear that's what people usually go for. And if you're gonna have some big sweeping visual thing that's all CGI,
or you just use Chicago or something.
Or use Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
But
other
again, that goes back to our discussion of how do you want your Gotham City, or how do you want your cities and superhero movies? Do you want it to be a city recognized and feels real, or do you want something big and theatrical like you have in here in Tim Burton's movies?
Well, and I think that in one sense we're going to get to see that happen in the MCU here very soon with the Black Panther movie coming out, because the Wakandan capital city is going to be completely CGI.
Yeah,
and they haven't done that yet.
Like Asgard.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they did it with Asgard, and it gave a very different feel to that movie. But Asgard is supposed...
Thor suffered from kind of a smaller budget in comparison, because it was kind of an out there kind of thing.
But Thor 2 kind of had that sweeping city sequence at the very beginning when they had the breakout.
Yep.
So I think that... But that... Asgard is supposed to be
Asgard is alien.
It's alien, it's weird. So this is the first fake city on Earth that they're really going to do.
Yeah. Like a super advanced city, but one built by humans on this planet with resources we have.
It'll be really interesting to see if they can kind of capture the magic that you love of big sets and fake cities by doing that with Black Panther.
Yeah, crazy architecture and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we got a little bit of a hint of it in Civil War with, like, the giant panther statue.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which is also
fingers...
like the secret temple.
Yeah.
The secret
Secret
scientist
medical
lab.
science center.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I feel like sets just in general are becoming like it's just easier to travel now. So a lot of that stuff is just we'll just shoot on location or they do it in green screen.
mm-hmm.
Sets are falling out of fashion.
Yeah,
And it's a shame because a good set, it's sort of like the difference between like practical effects and CGI.
Right.
You know, there's really
almost
good
exactly that.
There's really good CGI that looks great.
Mhm.
You know, and I'm thinking more along the lines of like characters. Like there are CGI characters that look great, but they still, and I think for me, I think it's a lighting thing. They still don't quite sell the way like a puppet does or a robot.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's the same thing for sets. You can have great CGI
Absolutely.
that looks 100% convincing, but it doesn't have the depth and extra level of like
Detail.
tangibleness
Mm-hmm.
that a set does.
Right. It's the uncanny valley of non-living things, non-humans.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think they're kind of playing a little bit with that now because like the most recent Harry Potter universe film
Mm-hmm.
that they did do a lot of shooting in some cityscapes, but they went back and CGI.
That's mostly green screen because they're doing 1920s New York.
Yeah, and they CGI'd over a lot of it. But with some of that, they'd go and not necessarily have the characters in it, but they go get shots of an actual city and build the CGI off of that. So that's how they're kind of
It's
stealing
done. It's done pretty well.
right. They're taking the lighting effect by just taking actual shots and actual footage and kind of playing with that as a place to build from, as opposed to just straight up computerized. Like, okay, we're going to build a lighting.
This is the light box for
This is the light box.
for
This is the
this.
lighting algorithm to figure out where it's going. They're more kind of doing a little bit of paint by colors in some sense with the CGI.
That's a popular technique now too. Like we should mention that we do understand that almost every scene in every movie has some amount of CGI done to the set or the background. And
Right.
we know that even if it's shot on location. We get that.
Yeah.
We're talking about bigger applications.
Yeah.
And that's why I brought that movie up, because that's not necessarily a shot on location one, but that's where they used true footage and then CGI'd up true footage, even adding the characters into the CGI into the footage to go with it. And I mean, for all the faults of that movie, it looks pretty good. Actually.
Yeah, it's something that
it's hard to tell that that's not a CGI background.
Yeah. Like, I would say, even with like being able to establish weight, and the lighting has gotten really good in some stuff. Like my dad was watching Kong Skull Island,
Yeah.
and I caught a
Great
brief
movie.
scene when like she kind of does the Jurassic Park scene where she puts her hand up on his face, and it looked really good. Like I thought for a second it was like just like a giant puppet face,
giant
like
nose.
Animal from the Muppet movie. But that could have been just like the angle of watching the TV ad, and I hadn't watched the entire movie to see how the rest of him is rendered and such. And it looked like how her muscles had tensed. It looked like she was actually like putting some weight into it.
The legal warnings. So the movie is still rolling. They
We're
are
in Russian
covering
now.
every known language
Literally every
for
language.
the legal warning at the end
Yeah.
of this goddamn movie. What?
Macedonia.
What is happening?
The one that I did like earlier was that apparently no one figured
That's
out
Ukrainian.
how to say Portuguese or Portuguese in Portuguese, so it just said Portugal in letters at the top.
That's fantastic.
How do you say Portuguese in Portuguese? Is
Uh,
it Portugal?
It's Portuguese, I think.
Maybe,
Sounds about
yeah.
right.
But something Slovenia. Slovenia.
No, it's
Okay.
Slovenia.
So I think that wraps up another episode of Good Brews, Bad Views. Jordan, thank you for coming back.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having me back.
Do it
It was a
again.
good time, yeah.
And that's apparently deep tongue from
No, it's Sanskrit.
No,
Bitches
speak-
love Sanskrit.
Speak
Acro.
friend and copy this movie. Don Mark.
Okay, all right. We'll catch you guys next time. As always, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Send us your hate mail at goodbrewsbadviews@gmail.com. Like and review us on iTunes. And as always, please watch and drink responsibly. See you guys next time.
Adios.
Bye.